I forgot that I need to thank all of my new follows. Hello, Spencer A. West. We've got so many new follows that I keep forgetting to come back to and thank people. And actually, Spencer was one of them. Spencer A. West, thank you for that follow. Vladimir Stupuko. Vladimir Stupuko, thank you for the follow. Sky Shimi, thank you for the follow. Charles Retro, thank you for the follow. And Papgafact, thank you guys for the follow. I'm pretty sure, I'm about 90% sure that you guys all came in and found me through Twitch Sings. We were just talking about how I really want to become a Twitch Sing streamer. Like, I'm really seriously considering dropping the variety streamer thing for being Twitch Sings. I have not decided yet, one way or the other. But on Saturdays, we do tend to do retro streams. And I probably will do some Twitch Sings for a bit after. So, found me through Twitch Sings. Yeah, Twitch Sings is so great. I'm loving it so much. And I don't know if I want to focus on that yet or not. But yeah. Never seen a Kevin Smith film. Mallrats isn't your go-to feel-good film. I hear that. The only Jay and Silent Bob film that I really super love. I've seen others. I haven't seen them all, honestly. There's probably others that I probably would enjoy, but the only one I love is Dogma. Dogma's fun. I don't remember Mallrats very much. I know I've seen it, but I don't really remember it. It's been a long time. Dogma is probably his best film critically. I loved Dogma. Indeed, I really loved Dogma. So, okay, so we're continuing. I don't even remember where I'm at, you guys. You know how long it's been since I played this game? Okay, so just to recap, for those of you who weren't here for the first part, we're a reporter in the, roaring 20s. We just got hired by the New York Daily News Tribune Gazette or something like that. I don't remember. It's a really long name. So we're working for this newspaper in New York. We just got to New York. We're like this really innocent girl, and we get our stuff stolen immediately upon arrival. We're trying to investigate a stolen dagger, the dagger of Amon Ra, at the museum. So we go to this museum. This is at the laundry, at the docks, in a taxi cab. We're at the museum. This is at the museum, and this is actually inside the museum. We're at a party, so to speak, where we have to interview everybody and try to talk to them. And I've heard that I'm supposed to take notes with this game. So I'm not exactly sure. I've got a lot of questions to ask people. I don't know if I have to just really pay attention to everything everybody says. I know there's a lot of stuff I can talk to them about. And I've never finished this game. As a kid, I got to this party, and I think I made it a little bit past the party, but I don't think I made it farther than that. So... yeah, no, that's real. It is. This game... Now, in the 90s, when the Sierra games came out, they were really hard, and they made you take a lot of notes, and there were ways to dead end, so you could never finish them. So these games were back in the day when it was hard to finish, and you got a lot of time into these games in order to finish them. Thankfully, with today's day and age, we also had hint lines and magazines that had hints in them and stuff like that. Today, we just have the internet, so That wasn't really big back then, at least not for games and hinting and stuff like that. So we couldn't just look up walkthroughs back then. But, you know, enough about that. Let's go to this party. Don't you love the music? I don't even know what we need to ask people. We've got so many things we can ask them. We've got so many people to talk about. We got a lot of places we can ask about. Find it how weird it is that modern games literally have a GPS to the objective, but then I don't want to spend 100+ hours playing a game, so give me that GPS. I feel that. I feel that. I think this particular game, if you don't find everything out, you can just dead end, and it makes it impossible to win the game. But if we end up feeling like we're stuck, I will like look up hints. I won't just like flail around blindly with these kinds of games, because I want to actually finish them. I want to show you guys how the game actually like completes at some point in my life. So if I get too stuck, I will just look stuff up, but I try not to. That's my goal, is trying not to. Why would we talk about our magnifying glass or our notebook? I just don't understand that. Did we talk about Egyptology with this guy yet? Or maybe we should ask about the burglary, because that seems like it would make more sense. Let's ask about the burglary.
I'm really very busy, Miss Bow. I don't have time to cover the same subject twice.
Oh, I already talked to him about this. See, it's been like a month since I played the game and I don't remember. I don't remember. I'm sorry, I didn't remember talking to you about that. Why would I ask her about my dad? I'm just curious.
I do not believe I have met your father, Miss Bow, unless it was long ago and I have forgotten. I have met so many men, it is hard to keep track of them all.
Oh my. Can we get an exclamation point, oh my, in the chat? Met so many men. Yeah.
Oh my.
There you go. There you go. Oh my.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Miss Bow.
Oh, I used the exclamation point.
Good evening, Dr. Carrington.
Good evening, Miss Bow. Good evening.
So this just like does a hello.
I am not wishing to be the rude person, but I must keep mingling this evening unless you have this specific question.
Young lady, if you want to ask me questions for your newspaper, that's fine, but don't just stand here trying to make small talk just so you can bask in my presence.
That's what I'm doing. Wow, he's arrogant.
Heard any good rumors lately?
Maybe, or maybe not. What's it worth to you?
I love that guy.
I don't have any money right now.
Then I ain't got no rumors for you, Toots.
I love that guy, man. I don't have any money right now, so he wants money. We have to find money for him if we want to get some rumors. What can you tell us about this hussy?
How many times are you gonna ask me?
I apparently
I
already asked.
told you everything I know about that.
I'm guessing I already interviewed them, like, all. So let's just move on. We've got new people.
You see a rotund, ruddy-complexioned man in a fez. Despite his bulk, he moves with dignity and grace.
Who's
a
this?
severe, conservative, middle-aged woman with an intelligent look in her eye.
Is this the
You see a
detective?
tall Irish gentleman with red hair
It's
who
the
acts
detective.
like a cop.
Who acts like a cop. What does a cop act like, necessarily?
It's a happy party goer. It's a happy party goer.
It's a happy party goer.
It's a...
Alright, let's talk to these people.
You must be Dr. Patar Sheptut Smith. Nice gold ankh you're wearing. This is quite a party, isn't it?
I find it distasteful to celebrate thievery in the name of science. The artifacts in this museum's Egyptian collection do not belong here. They belong in Egypt.
That's only your opinion.
It is the truth. And the
It's the truth.
thieves who rob Egypt of its ancient treasures will find death waiting for them. Amon-Ra will have his revenge.
He's like,
I see. Well, nice weather we're having.
so he wants the artifacts to go back to Egypt.
Good evening, Dr. Miklos.
Oh, this is Miklos.
Oh, good evening, Miss Bo.
Oh, she's like your classic villain.
How are you, Detective O'Reilly?
Just fine, lassie. You're looking lovely this evening.
Alright, let's talk to these people. What can you tell me about Egyptology? Because you clearly have a lot to say about the subject.
Since you're an expert on the subject, what can you tell me about Egyptology?
The study of ancient Egyptian history is of the greatest significance. Many of our modern religious customs originated in the ancient world. The time of the great pharaohs and of the great Egyptian gods was the peak of human civilization. Our modern society is a mere shadow of its former glory when compared to the pinnacle of human development reached by the ancient Egyptians. They knew the truth, and the truth was Amon-Ra. He led Egypt to world domination.
Aren't you exaggerating just a teensy bit?
I would not expect you to understand. You are not an Egyptian, and you are a woman.
Oh!
What's that supposed to mean?
I grow tired of this topic. Speak of something else if you wish to continue our conversation.
Man! There's some sexism. One time I looked at an Egyptology, accidentally summoned Cthulhu. What? Adel. I don't even know. Let's ask him about the burglary. Like, because I feel like he's kind of suspicious.
Have you heard anything about the burglary?
He wants the dagger to go back.
Do you have any
No.
idea who would want to steal the dagger of Amon-Ra?
It has already been stolen once from Egypt.
I can see I won't
He's
get anywhere
pretty
with you on this
suspicious.
topic.
He wants the dagger to go back to Egypt, so, I mean, there's a good chance he was the one who stole it, right?
Would you say this has been a good year for you, sir?
No. The
No.
great treasures of my country's past are leaving Egypt in a flood greater than the Nile.
As I understand it, artifacts only leave your country with the approval of the Egyptian Antiquities Service.
Bah! The Antiquities Service is a tool of the British. If they want to steal something, they steal it, just like the ancient tomb robbers. But they will pay, just as the tomb robbers paid whenever they were caught.
That almost sounds like a threat.
Mm-hmm.
I, Patash Uptat Smith, do not threaten. I merely carry out the will of the great Amon-Ra.
Yeah, he's suspicious. He's seriously suspicious. Do we even want to know? Because honestly, I've been drinking for hours and I'm just going to resort to making stupid jokes. Stupid jokes are welcome in the stream, Adel. They're super welcome. I like dad jokes.
Why did the cow go to New York City? To see the musicals.
Did you guys hear that? Apparently... Okay, I gotta... If you guys didn't hear that, apparently my phone thought I asked Siri, do we want to know because I'm stupid? I said, do I want to know because I'm stupid jokes are welcome in the stream at all? You're super welcome. I woke up. That's what apparently Siri heard. And Siri goes, kid joke alert. Why did the cow go to New York City? to see the musicals. I'm out. No. I don't even know, like, how my phone got triggered. Like, what did I say that sounded like I was talking to Siri? I don't know. Not so good at dad jokes. I haven't started a family yet, but I'll summon elder gods and old ones if you don't mind. I'm on that. I like it.
You ask yourself.
No, I don't want to ask myself. I want to talk to him. I don't want to ask him about those things. That just seems dumb. Let's talk about the museum, because we're here.
This could be a fine museum if the management would return its stolen Egyptian artifacts to their proper home.
Talk to me so silent and Siri are similar. I don't know, it's not like turning on now. I'm like keeping an eye on it now because I'm all nervous that it's gonna just like start talking again. Like, I'm gonna tell you a joke because you want to hear a joke. Hey Siri, tell me a joke.
Two giant wind turbines are standing in a field. One turns to the other and asks, "What kind of music do you like?" The second one says, "Well, I'm a huge metal fan."
Oh my god. Yeah, you are a huge metal fan, Turbine. Let's ask about, was it Yvette? The hussy.
Ah, a delightful girl.
She's
I
delightful.
keep asking her if she'd like to be my second wife. She is so very feminine and seductive and charming and attractive and...
Okay. I get the idea.
You should try to be more like Yvette. Men would like you more that way.
Men like me just fine the way I am.
That's what you think. I find you quite annoying.
Oh my god, this guy, man. You forgot to pause a game before you went out and lost 3 characters. What game? What game? I know my husband's had that happen before. He had a game open where he thought he had paused it and he hadn't, and he lost like several days of gameplay. It was Stardew actually. So he just lost like multiple days. He's like the whole season was over by the time he got back. Oxygen not included. I haven't played that, but I've seen it. I've seen it played. That game looks hard. I'm not gonna lie. That game looks hard. Let's ask him about Miklos, because he's talking to her.
Dr. Miklos is very well educated for a woman. I would like her more if she were an Egyptian.
He is all kinds of sexist. He is like super fucking sexist. Excuse my language.
I have only met her briefly, but she seems to have a sincere concern about my problems. A charming woman.
It's fun, I like it. Don't judge me for killing my duplicates. I don't judge. You play the game in the way you find most fun and entertaining.
I believe he's investigating the burglary of the Dagger of Amon Ra.
He is.
Perhaps, if he'd stopped drinking, he might have a chance at finding it.
So you think he's a drunk? What about Ziggy? What do you think about Ziggy?
Never heard of it.
He's over here! He's right there. He's like, seriously, you should have heard of Ziggy. What about Dr. Archibald Carrington?
I had hoped that Dr. Carrington would listen to reason. I had made another appointment to speak with him about the return of the Dagger of Amon Ra to its rightful home. But this seems futile since it is no longer in the museum.
Another appointment? You spoke to Dr. Carrington once already?
Only by phone. He denied Egypt's claim to the dagger. It was hoped that a personal visit would convince him of our sincerity. But the situation has changed since then.
Can I ask him about him again?
You already asked me that, you silly female.
Okay, I guess not. He gets really salty really fast.
You dare to mention his name to me? He is the blasphemous temple destroyer and tomb robber who stole the dagger of Amon from Egypt. He will know the full force of the curse of the pharaohs.
The curse of the pharaohs. What's that?
He really doesn't
The
like him.
defilers of the great Egyptian tombs and temples will all die as a result of their crimes. The gods themselves will punish them. The great Amon-Ra will snuff out Peepin' Carter's life as easily as I can crush a dung beetle under my shoe.
How will this happen?
You silly what now?
Amon-Ra
Yeah. He
works
called
in
me a silly
mysterious ways.
female.
You will have to wait and see.
He called me a silly female. Like, that's an insult. You silly female. He doesn't know this guy, I think.
Still have some trouble with your language. I do not know this crowd fella. It is some sort of local delicacy.
No, he doesn't know Crodfaller. I love that name though. Crodfaller T. Rhubarb. About Ramses.
Ramses I was pharaoh during the 19th dynasty.
Not that
1307
Ramses.
to 1306 BC. But Ramses II made more of an impact on ancient Egypt. Ramses II was responsible for gargantuan construction projects which left his mark on the face of Egypt for thousands of years. I admire his great works.
That's
and
not
hope to
what I
emulate his
asked
feats
about.
someday.
Actually, I was referring to Ramses Najia.
Thank you.
Nigeria's never heard of him.
Are you sure you don't know him?
No. I mean, yes. English is such a difficult language.
He doesn't speak very good English. What about Wolf? Wolf Heimlich, does he know
Heimlich
him?
is that annoying guard who works here. His fanatical devotion to his occupation is admirable, but he seemed lacking in his mental capacities.
What about Dorian?
Do you know Steve Dorian?
He's the guy
who
at the
works
docks.
docks?
I don't associate with common dock workers, madam.
Well, he's like all kinds of uppity. I think we asked him about everybody here. We didn't ask him about our dad. Do you know my dad, dude? Do you know my dad?
The English longbow was a formidable weapon. The English won the Battle of Agincourt against formidable odds because they were equipped with longbows.
I said John Bow, not Longbow.
I've never heard of a John bow. It must have been an American invention.
Taco Salad, welcome to the stream. This game is on your list of games to play. It's a decent game. I never finished it as a kid, so I'm anxious to see how it ends. We're gonna do it on stream. Jungle Jack, hello, welcome back. How are you? How am I? I'm doing well. How are you? How are you? We're actually doing some Dagger of Amon-Ra today, which I have been over a month since I first started this game. It's been a bit, a little bit. Maybe we can ask him about the 12th Street docks because he came in there, right?
I arrived there on the Andrea Doria 1 week
Came
ago.
over there.
If I had known Dr. Carrington was aboard that ship, I would have spoken to him at length during the voyage.
Your favorite ice cream flavor is Red Bull, Jungle Jack? I didn't know they even made Red Bull ice cream. Are you talking about like a Red Bull float? Cause that sounds amazing. Like vanilla ice cream with Red Bull on it? I might have to try that. We have some Red Bull out in the fridge too. I like Red Bull. I'm weird. Some people think I'm weird because I like Red Bull, but you know.
Since you're new here, what do you think of New York? Isn't it exciting?
Isn't it exciting?
It reminds
I
me
love
of
her
Cairo,
accent.
except that it's colder here and the people are obnoxious.
Because you aren't obnoxious. Oh my god, this dude is the most obnoxious dude I've talked to in this game thus far. Speakeasy?
My English is not good enough to speak easy, but I think it's improving.
Here in NL. NL. Forgive me, I don't know what NL stands for. I'm trying to rack my brain. They have ice cream with Red Bull taste. And it's really good and has a fresh feel to it. The Netherlands! Okay. The Netherlands. I have friends in the Netherlands. I should have known that. I super should have known that. I have lots of friends in the Netherlands. Wolf is in the Netherlands. Deer Fox is in the Netherlands. Lots of streamer friends in the Netherlands. Been trying to run through the Sierra Adventure games. There's a lot of them, Taco Salad. There's a lot. Lot of Sierra games. There's so many good ones too. I think I finished all the Space Quests except for the last one. I finished the King's Quest series except for the last one because I don't really consider it. Number 8 is not really a King's Quest game to me. I finished. Well, I didn't finish the Police Quest ones yet. I started those, but I haven't finished them. But I want to. There's so many, and we already did Colonel's Bequest, so we're doing this one now. Yeah, the last Space Quest wasn't my favorite either. The problem that I had with it though is, okay, number one, I made a mistake about buying it on Steam because I didn't know that GOG existed back then. So I bought it on Steam and it didn't have the manual piece that I needed to finish one of the puzzles. And then I hit a bug that I couldn't get past. And I eventually figured it out, like, that I could change the DOSBox cycle speed to get around it. But I never tried it. So I never went back to it. I gave up on it and I haven't gone back. I played that in 2017, I think. So it's been like 2 years since I tried. Darkwood Rabbit, welcome back! Hi! We're finally playing this game again. Let's ask him about the police station.
So far, I find the police in your country to be very ineffective. The Egyptian authorities would have captured the Dagger thief by now, and they probably would have cut his hands off.
Cut his hands off?
It is the proper punishment for thieves. Tradition demands it. We find it very effective in our country.
Darkwood Rabbit, that sucks. That super sucks. Wow. Yeah. I don't hear about that stuff happening much anymore, but like, yeah, I guess it does still happen in some places of the country. That sucks. Finished way back when it came out, and now I'm replaying it. I think my favorite Space Quest is 4 or 5, but they're all good up to 5. I really like 3. 3 is still my favorite Space Quest. Hospitality state my ass. Put you in the hospital. That's more like it. Hospital itty state, yeah. Should we ask him these other questions that he probably won't be able to answer? Like low-fats laundry? Like, why would I ask him
I
about
have
this?
not been in this country long enough to discuss the merits of your laundry establishments.
Yeah. I didn't think he would be able to answer. Maybe the Tribune? What do you think of my paper?
Never heard of it.
What? I can't remember what that all stands for. Do you guys remember? The New York Daily Register News Tribune? I think that's what it stands for. It's a really long name. We asked him about everything on here. Let's ask him about our magnifying glass.
It should come in handy for examining things. However, I would warn you to be careful about what you choose to examine.
Can I examine him?
Upon close inspection, you see nothing new here. That's not the sort of thing you want to examine too closely.
Oh, it's funny. Space Quest 1 always has my heart just because of nostalgia, but 4 is so hype. Well, 4 has bits of 1 in it, right? There's that little bit of Easter egg. Kinda,
Taking
sorta.
notes is a typically American thing to do. In Egypt, we remember everything we need to know because our mental capacities are greater.
This guy's arrogant. This guy's arrogant and sexist. I think 3 is a great one too, but the chicken game kind of ruined it for me. Don't you talk shit about the chicken game. You guys. I love the chicken game. I loved the chicken game. It took a while to get the hang of it, but I loved that chicken game. Astro Chicken. It's my hero. The chicken game was fun. I liked it. Let's talk to what's her name? What is her name again? No, it's not. Yvette is the. This is me, Dr. Olympia Miklos. Tell me about yourself.
Me? How sweet of you to ask about me, my dear. Well, I consider myself a simple woman. Just an echoing museum, a few hundred dead things, and a ferret for company, and I could be happy for the rest of my life. Well, with a little male companionship from time to time, that is.
Nate, hello! Astro Chicken is nothing more than dinner. Astro Chicken is I'm trying to remember. It was like, I know it took some getting used to get back in the scheme of that, like, the game, but like the scheme. What did I just say? Swing is I think what I meant to say. Back in the swing of that game, because like it's a toggle. For a while I thought you had to just hold the button to stay afloat, but it was a toggle to fly. So you have to like turn it on or off really fast, potentially. That's the part that takes some getting used to in that game, because nothing uses toggle. Except for that. The speeder trip to Ulan's Flats was always the hardest part for me. Yep, same. Of the arcade parts. I think I had to slow down the game really to like slowest speed in order to do that part. Dodging the sequel police in the skate-a-rama. Yeah, that too. Grabbing Cliffy was a bitch too, now that I think about it. There's so many parts! The skate-a-rama part is actually broken, that's why it's so hard. It was timer crystal connected, so on a 486 or faster, it had serious speed issues. Even though the CD-ROM version required a 386 to run, they didn't correct the crystal timing issue. Man. Finding the mission in Space Quest 3 was the hardest part of the game. The mission. Finding the mission. Are you talking about the figuring out, like, what you were supposed to do? I'm trying to remember, because I didn't think there was anything in Space Quest 3 that was particularly difficult, except for maybe the chicken game. And the chicken game was only hard because of the fact that the controls were a little wonky. To make it work properly, you can get a patch from New Rising Sun. Is that the newest one? I never knew about that. I never knew about that there was a bug in it. Do you know Sam Agostini?
Mr. Agostini? I have only met him once or twice at social affairs. He seems to be very competent, that one.
Thought the rat puzzle doing it twice was challenging in a what the fuck way. I agree with that. That was like, what? What am I doing? What? There's gotta be something I'm doing wrong. Like, I gotta figure out, like, what to do now. And then it just happened, it just turned out that you just had to, like, do it again and it was fine. Yeah, that, I hear that. The timing on the shots and the speed that the sequel police attack you is connected to the timing crystal, which is why they fire so quickly and constantly, meaning you can't dodge the shots and eventually die. Ah, yeah. Yeah, the rodent of unusual size. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. I shouldn't speak for you, Dark World Rabbit, but I'm pretty confident that's what you're talking about. That's what it... Hi, Rhodey!
Dr. Carter is
How are
an
you?
odd one, if you ask me. He is so very interested in gaining personal glory. He doesn't seem to fully understand the beauty of what he has discovered. Why, the Amon Ra artifacts are a symphony, a tribute to the wonders of death. Ah.
She's creepy. She's creepy. She likes, like, I forgot how much this lady likes to talk about death. Took me 4 to 5 tries on the Skaterama during my playthrough. I stole that wire. It was mine. How dare they make me steal it again? Yeah. I'm having to shove an off-screen ladder into my pants. Who does that? Right. Right. Apparently the creators of Space Quest. Yeah. That puzzle was tricky. I remember that when I was a kid too. Like, what the heck? Like, how do we get off this stupid ship?
Dr. Carrington is a quiet one. I don't see him very often. I'm certain, however, that he must have a poetic soul.
What makes you say that, Dr. Miklos?
What makes you say that?
I have
We have
seen
so
him
many
walking
questions
amongst the dead
to ask these
in
people.
the Egyptian exhibit late at night. I cannot blame him. It's better than moonlight on headstones. Ah.
She is so creepy. What else she say about the detective while she's
Yes,
standing next to him?
Detective O'Reilly. I can't say that I'm overly fond of that one. He has little respect for the wonderful things in the museum, and he is too firmly rooted in this life. I do not believe that he likes the dead at all. Can you imagine?
You're just kind of a little bit psycho, though. She doesn't know this person.
I am sorry, but I don't know what a crowdfaller is.
I love the reactions to the
is
name,
it some
though.
sort of pastry?
The reactions to his name are the best. Low fat.
Oh yes, he runs the laundry down the way. He always manages to keep the pleating in my silk shrouds just right.
Coughing's Yeah, I hope you get better soon, Nate. It sucks how long you've been sick. Like, I can't... The last time I had a cough that bad, where it lasted like over a month, I just remember being so miserable. So, I hope you get better soon. Aw, you have a cuddle buddy. Grace is cuddling with you. That's so sweet. Grace is a sweetheart.
No, I'm afraid I don't know Detective John Bow.
Detective
He
Jumbo.
is your father? That's nice.
That's nice.
I admire the police. They get to spend so much time with the sick and the dead. And in New Orleans, yet with those beautiful cemeteries.
This lady is so creepy. What about Ziggy?
An odd little fellow, that one. He reminds me of one of the specimens in my dried rat collection.
I think we just need to go through and like ask them about everybody in here, don't we?
Mr. Najir is a very quiet one, isn't he? And so polite. Sometimes I wonder about him, though. I see a certain light in his eyes, like Daisy's, when she's about to kill a spider. I think I like
Dried
Mr.
rat.
Najir.
Yeah, what is dried rat? Like gross? think you like Mr. Najir. What about the Countess?
I don't know if I trust that one. She screamed when she saw my beautiful dried rat exhibit and cried out like a baby when my ferret
Taco
Daisy
Salad,
bit
thank you
her
for that
ankle.
follow.
Foolish woman.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's good to have you here. We already asked her about herself. Let's ask about Yvette.
I find Yvette to be a charming young lady. Some people around here don't appreciate her zest for life, but I find her quite refreshing.
Quite refreshing. Quite. Okay, she likes her. What about the guard?
Ah, Wolf. He has some lovely scars, doesn't he? Just between us girls, I think he's dreamy.
She likes Wolf. Grace is snuggled into your arm watching Nick Jr. and you didn't realize how far TV had fallen since I was a kid. Yeah, there's some shows out today that I'm like, really? This is what passes as television these days? I haven't watched TV in a long time though, because we don't even have anything other than Netflix at this point. I always thought that point and clicks lent themselves to Agatha Christie style mysteries, but I haven't found a mystery game implementation yet that I actually could say that I was a big fan of. This is kind of... Have you played this one before, Dark World Rabbit? You haven't, or have you seen it before at least? Because I feel like this is a really good style. Or are you saying that you're not a fan of this one? Rhodey, you've been playing Forager so much that you hurt your arm and had to get it sorted out at, like, physical therapy? Yikes! Yikes. Taco, I didn't realize. You stream retro stuff too? I'll have to check you out. Retro stuff is like one of my favorite things, favorite categories on Twitch, for sure. Which is why I'm having such a hard time trying to decide if I want to be a full-time Twitch Sings streamer that does occasional other things. I'm just not sure yet what I want to do. I really love Twitch Sings though, and I've been playing a lot of Twitch Sings lately. One of the issues that many classic adventures had with point-and-click style adventure games was the intrinsic reduction of what you could do. When you could type anything, you could potentially do anything, but with the parser system, you are limited by the number of parser actions you have. Yeah. Yeah. Haven't finished it. Like, I found the whole game a little slow. It couldn't hold my interest. Yeah, that was the issue I had with it when I was a kid. Like, I didn't get past this little party scene, I don't think. Or if I did, I only got a little bit past it. Played DDR so much I gave myself blisters on both feet. That'll happen. That'll happen. Rhodey, game injuries are par for the course if you like a game. If you like a game a lot. I'd say you're doing it right if you like it.
Ah, the young stevedore, Steve
The
Dorian.
stevedore.
He is a charming young fellow. I imagine he has some wonderful scars from working on the docks. At
least you're in good company. We all get injuries from playing games sometimes, yeah. But yeah. Going to physical therapy for it. Yikes. Played Mario Party and spun that little tiny joystick till it blistered my hand. Oh. You know, like the blisters that you get from like jamming on, like when you're playing like Mortal Kombat or something on the Sega Genesis, or like the old geez, I remember getting like blisters from playing NES games like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out and stuff. Oh my god. Hand blisters are terrible, yeah. Dodge, punch, dodge, punch. It's like constant. We already asked about all the people, I think. Let's ask about the year and the burglary and then the Egyptology.
So, Dr. Miklos, has this been a good year for you?
I would say yes, very good. I came here from Greece just a short time ago, and look at me now, curator of the largest private museum in New York.
I'm happy to hear that, Dr. Miklos. Tell me, have you noticed anything unusual at the museum lately?
The whole museum is unusual, my dear.
Whole
We are
museum's
surrounded by
unusual.
dead things. Just walk around for a while and breathe in its wonderful atmosphere.
Her lips broke.
Why, the whole place smells.
Her lips broke, you guys.
Death.
She's practicing her ventriloquist skills.
I just might do that. Have you ever noticed any dead things that, well, don't belong?
My dear,
Oh,
every dead thing
she decided to
belongs.
stop
Dead
practicing
things are our
ventriloquy.
friends.
Dead things are my friend. She loves dead things. She super loves dead things, huh? Always thought it was funny you got one word for doing good and a string of insults when you failed in Mortal Kombat. I never even thought about that, Nate. Seriously, never thought about that until you just said it. They were good, used ultrasound, so it loosened the muscles, gotten stretches to do. That's what the best thing you can do is like kind of just exercise and do stretches for sure. I've gone through physical therapy before for like back injuries. And it's resulted in me not being able to lift my leg very far. So who doesn't love the dead things? That says lips. Yeah, her lips stopped working for a little bit. Her lips were like... She was like being a ventriloquist for a little bit, like talking while her lips weren't moving. We didn't ask her about the burglary yet.
Dr. Miklos, do you have any idea who would want to steal the dagger of Amon Ra?
Very funny. Everybody, silly girl.
Everybody?
It's a priceless artifact.
Not me.
Not only that, but it is said that the blade is an unknown alloy that can slice through bone like butter.
I suppose that was a silly question after all. Let me rephrase that. Do you know of anyone with any particular motive?
Well, Tut Smith and Ramesses Najir both wanted
She's
it very badly.
definitely
to return
necromantic,
to their
Adel.
homeland. But they are both so upset, it hardly seems possible that they could have done it. Then again, perhaps they are just fine actors.
Canasta with cadavers. Nate. Oh my god. Dead things are awesome. Sierra Games dead. Dracula's dead. My sex life is dead. All those things are still amazing. Nice. Nice. Alright, let's ask her about Egyptology. She'll
You're
probably
an
talk about
expert
dead
in
things for a
Egyptology,
while.
aren't you, Dr. Miklos?
Let's listen to her talk
Well,
about
yes,
dead
I
things.
suppose I am. I have been fascinated with the ancient Egyptians since I was a tiny girl. They loved death like you Americans love baseball.
Baseball. Can we get her to say anything more about that?
But we have already discussed that, my
No.
dear. Let's move on to a fresh topic, shall we?
Fresh topic, I guess. Let's talk about the museum then.
The Lion Decker is my home now. I never want to leave it. Its musty hallways and creeping shadows are in my very blood. Can you imagine spending an entire lifetime drifting through the land of the dead? That opportunity is mine, and I treasure it.
What do you think about our newspaper?
The Tribune is an excellent paper. You are
Well,
most fortunate to be
thank you.
employed there, Miss Bo.
What's going on with this
Oh.
girl's dress?
Why, thank you,
It's kind of
Dr.
bugging me.
Miklos.
Does she have like
Stick with the Tribune, my dear, and you will almost
chunk of her
certainly
leg
go
missing?
far. Their article on dysentery in the Herdanos of Spain was simply marvelous.
I kind of ignored what she was saying because I was distracted by the
I find
dress.
the police fascinating. They spend all their time trying to stop crime and murder, and yet they shoot people themselves. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm
Can't
sure
say.
I don't have an answer for that, Miss Bow.
I can't say that I'm not surprised.
I love to walk along the docks on a moonlit night and feed carrion to the rats. Such friendly little fellows.
She loves her rats. She loves rats. A lot.
How do you like living in New York, Dr. Miklos?
Well, I had always heard it was a city rife with crime and danger and murder. So far, I have not been
Distracted for a second.
disappointed.
Murder. Oh man. You know, I never played any of the Nancy Drew mysteries. What company made those, Darkwold Rabbit? I'm kind of curious now. I wonder if I could even find them in order to play them on stream. Elk Moon Murder and Sacred Ground, full of FMV and adventure goodness. Oh my gosh. FMV adventures. We gotta get back to Phantasmagoria 2 at some point too. I really wish Microsoft would remaster them and re-release them. Yeah, FMVs are crazy. She's got an action pose. You never- yeah, never can be too prepared, even in a museum. Her interactive, you can get the modern ones on Steam? Oh. Older ones are like Windows 98-ish compatible. You have to rig it to work. Okay. I can maybe check it out. I don't know. I've got a lot on my backlog though. It might be a while before I get to that. But like, that sounds interesting. I'm curious, and I probably will check it out at some point.
Yes, I am aware that many people enjoy going to such places. I personally do not. I find them too noisy, and the people are too lively.
That's what we were
like to
talking
give
about,
a good
Nate.
close look
The
at
Nancy
some of
Drew
those
ones.
hedonist livers, however. That bootleg alcohol is quite strong.
Darkle Rabbit, yeah, like read it, read the conversation. Yeah, we were talking about the Nancy Drew ones. Darkle Rabbit. Mod fight. I love you guys, both of you. Oh wait, we didn't ask her everything, did we? Oh well, I can go back.
O'Reilly, has 1926 been a good year for you?
We gotta talk to the detective
Oh,
though.
most definitely, lass. I've put away more criminals this year than you'll ever see in your whole life.
That makes it both a bad year and a good year, doesn't it, Detective? I mean, if there were that many criminals on the loose to begin with, we must be in some sort of crime wave.
You see it your way, lassie, and I'll see it mine.
Wait, I forgot to ask her about my notebook. Do you like my notbook?
Ah, you are wise to carry a notebook, my dear. One never knows when one may see or hear something that will change one's life forever.
What about my magnifying glass? Do you like that?
You are wise to carry a magnifier, my dear. You miss so many of the good things if you don't look close enough. Imagine never seeing pores or lice or fungus spores.
Oh my god. Alright, let's ask him about the burglary. Yeah, that was gross, Rhodey. I agree.
If you ask me, missy, they're blowing the whole thing out of proportion. Begorra, you'd think that something important had been stolen.
You don't consider a priceless Egyptian artifact to be important?
Listen, girlie, if I chased down every petty theft that occurred within the nastier segments of the population, I'd be working 30 hours a day.
I would hardly call the Lion Decker Museum a nasty segment of the population, Mr. O'Reilly. And if you're referring to our Egyptian visitors, shame on you. And don't call me girly.
By
Don't
me
call me
father's
girly.
whiskers, you're a fiery one, Miss Laura.
Well,
All right, I won't call
I'm
you
surprised-
girly, little lassie.
Little lassie instead. Oh, Kappa. Oh, Kappa. She wasn't as fiery with the Egyptian guy as she was with him. Man.
Do you know anything about Egyptology, Detective O'Reilly?
Enough to know it's a bloody waste of time.
A
Sifting
waste of
through all
time.
those old bones and rotting tombs. Better to let the dead rest, don't you know?
The Irish accent is so bad. I mean, it's clear that it's definitely not, it's definitely not a real Irish person, yeah.
Oh, you've got a little notebook. Isn't that cute? Well, if you solve the mystery of the missing letter opener, we'll make you an honorary police girl.
It's kind of Southern Gothic. Yeah, the accents in general aren't the greatest in this game.
So do you suppose you're gonna find lots of important clues with your little magnifying glass, Missy? Let me know if
Yeah.
you find anything important.
Important. Oh, okay. What about the museum?
It's all right if you like that sort of thing. I think it's a waste of time myself. I'd rather be down at the pub knocking one back with me buddies.
It's very well, Colonel Beauregard. I declare, yeah, very Gone with the Wind, yeah. Agree. What do you think of our
The
newspaper?
Tribune is a hotbed of yellow journalism, young lady. You should find yourself a better place to work. Have you considered being a secretary?
Detective O'Reilly, the Tribune is a fine, upstanding paper. And no, I
he's
don't
hitting
want
on
to
her.
be a secretary. But it would be none of your business if I did.
He's hitting on her now.
Temper, Missy. I thought you reporters were supposed to stay objective.
Objective doesn't mean without opinions or loyalties, Detective.
Well, all I have to say is I'd like to see you in the middle of a catfight, lassie. You'd win, claws down.
I think he's hitting on her. Am I getting? Sometimes I'm bad at reading that. Maybe. Am I getting the wrong
York's
vibe
police
here?
force truly is the finest in the world, and don't you forget it,
The
lassie.
paper, yeah. Yeah, she's a reporter who writes for the paper.
They're pretty good. They always put just enough starch in me shirts.
Doesn't have a whole lot to say about them. That's a good 12th Street docks.
The docks are dangerous places, lassie, infested with as many cutthroats as there are rats. I'd stay away from there if I were you.
It wasn't that bad. I went there. What about the speakeasy? Are you shutting down
Mark
the
my words,
speakeasy?
lassie. I'll have every one of those dens of iniquity closed up by the end of this year.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
Do you like living in New York, Detective O'Reilly?
Begorra, yes, girl. 'Tis truly the land of opportunity. Just look at me.
Bishop girl! Hi, how are you? I'm a decent fan of this game too. I haven't finished it though.
Now there's a man who doesn't know his head from a hole in the ground. Sure and begorra, anyone who'd allow
He
his paper
doesn't
to print
like
letters
Sam.
criticizing the police farce is downright addled.
Oh. My Fitbit's like, you need to get up and walk. Sorry, Fitbit, I'm streaming.
That fella is just too big for his britches, that's all I have to say. Someone ought to take him down a notch or two.
You don't remember if you finished it? So, I know I played it when I was a kid, but I never got past... I think I either got past this party, or I never made it past this party. I don't remember. I think I got past the party, and that was where I got stuck, but... We're gonna make it past there. We're gonna finish this game on stream. That's my goal. The end of this party is hard. Oh boy.
He's got too many brains, that one. He thinks he's better than us all.
We're just interviewing everybody right now. Let's find out about
Why,
yourself.
That's me, silly girl. Detective
I know.
Ryan Hanrahan O'Reilly, at your service.
Tell me about yourself. I didn't want to just... Yeah, I know who you are.
He's the wee pest who likes to hang around the station house. In fact, I thought he was supposed to cover this so-called event. Oh well, no big
So-called
loss.
event. When you're a kid. Yeah, it might be less difficult for me today than it was for me when I was a little kid, but I think the atmosphere is a little light, like compared to the first one that just threw you right into the intrigue. That's true. Adel, I hope you have a great night. I understand having to be up in 7 hours. You need to sleep. It was lovely having you in my stream, by the way. So I hope to see you back. And we'll have to sing. We'll have to do some more duets soonish. It seems cool enough that I need to go back and try again. Yeah, when you're a kid, this game can be a little boring, and I think that's where I kind of left it when I was little, because I couldn't figure out how to get past a certain port part, and I just gave up. But I'm a much older person now, turns out.
That man is a few cards short of a full deck, but he always presses me pants, just like me sainted mother used to do.
I remember I liked the game when I was a kid. I just never finished it, so. You know I'm gonna sing with you again. Aw, thank you. Thank you, Adel. It is super nice to see you again. Have a good sleep. Hope they released Twitch things. They did! They did. It was publicly released, Darkwood Rabbit. It's released. Sings.twitch.tv. Go there now. Get it, download it, and sing with me. Sing with me! It's totally available and it's completely free. So go get it! I didn't know you didn't know. I didn't know you didn't know. I might need to make an announcement in my Discord. It seems like just, hey, everybody, go get it. Go get the game and sing with me. I'll play your duet on my stream. Do it as if it is the most important thing for you to do after stream. Do it, yes. You need to check your Twitch email more often. They were supposed to notify you. Yeah. Yeah, I think they probably did. Because I know they notified me. I know I got an email on it.
I think I've heard of your father over in
You
New
think you've
Orleans,
heard of
isn't
my
he, lass?
father?
They say he was pretty good for one of those southern boys.
Ah. Well, what about Ziggy?
That man is a human weasel. Stay away from
Human
him,
weasel. We only have a few more people to ask
I
about.
think he's light in his loafers, don't you know?
How come we don't have this guy on our thing? We can't, this guy isn't showing up.
Now there's a
How do I get
slippery
him on
old
my
bat.
in my notebook?
If she's royalty, then I'm Rudolph Valentino.
She's royalty. What about the lady you were standing next to?
Downright unnatural, Miss Laura. I'd stay away from her if I were you. She keeps asking me if I've got any scars, don't you know?
She's a little creepy, I'll give you that. I will give you that. What about the pretty girl?
Now there's a lovely girl. A real lady, don't you know?
He doesn't have much to say about her. Woof.
He's not much of a security guard, if you're asking me. How could I trust a man who allowed a thief to waltz right in here and steal one of the exhibits if he didn't do it himself? He hasn't even got an alibi for the night of the burglary, since he was here alone.
Well, that's suspicious. That's a little suspicious. What about the door? The stevedore.
He seems nice enough, but I wouldn't trust anyone who works on the docks. They're pretty rough company for a wee lass like you.
He seems nice. I like that dude. Can we go this way? Looks like we can't. Alright. Let's go back this way. I love the way she walks, man. We already talked to all those people. Let's go over here. It's the Countess, I think.
You see a short, elderly woman dressed flamboyantly, and you suspect expensively, and sporting a grotesque amount of makeup.
Her walk is so
In
weird.
fact, when she speaks,
agree.
you notice small flecks of base coat chipping off of her jowls and tumbling onto her furred collar.
That's quite the description of that lady, man.
Hi, I'm Laura Bow, and I'm covering this event for the Tribune Society news column.
Good evening, Miss Bow. I'm the Countess Lavinia Waldorf Carlton. Please be sure to spell my name right in your story.
Alright. We've got so much to talk about. Tell me about the burglary.
What do you make of the theft of the Dagger of Amon Ra, Countess?
Oh, it's horrid. Simply horrid. What sort of creature would make off with a priceless work of art, I wonder?
Do you have any ideas about who it might have been?
Oh, my, no! I try not to associate with dreadful people, dear girl.
Tell me about what you know about
Do
Egyptology
you
then.
know much about Egyptology, Countess?
Only a little, dear girl. I find it quite diverting.
Oh, she doesn't know anything.
You ask
Okay.
yourself,
No, I wanted to talk to the Countess. How was your year?
Countess, has 1926 been a good year for you?
Oh, no, dear girl. It's been absolutely horrid. My darling husband Sterling died this year, you know. I don't know what I'll do without him.
I'm terribly sorry to hear that, Countess.
Well, aren't you the sweet little thing? Thank you, my dear.
What do you think about my notes?
Oh, you jot everything down. How very industrious of you.
I love how they like just make comments about your stuff. Like, why are you
It's
even
wise
showing me
to
this?
observe what goes on around you, dear girl. I always do.
Always, huh?
you ask your
Let's ask her about herself.
Why, that's me, silly child. Countess Lavinia Waldorf Carlton.
Well, I wanted to know more about you. Why do people like just leave it at that?
I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him, but he sounds simply charming. I imagine a man who runs a newspaper must be quite wealthy, Ah, truly a man of great ambition and integrity,
I guess. I mean, he found the Dagger of Amon Ra?
Dr. Carrington, what about him? I know very little about the man.
Now that's odd. I could have sworn Mr. Dorian said that you met Dr. Carrington in a taxi when he arrived on the Andrea Doria.
Yes, or what if I did? I mean, yes, I did meet him that night. Our families are, old allies from the time of the War with the
Why would
Roses.
she hide
I
that?
felt obliged to meet him upon his arrival. Noblesse oblige, you understand.
Why would she hide that? Danny, hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing well. How are you? We're doing the retro game thing today, which I had to really struggle. I had to really struggle not to do more Twitch things today. We're probably gonna do some later in a bit after I get bored with this.
Well, to tell you the truth, dear girl, I find him to be a crude, uncultured ruffian.
I saw that you've done some duets with me, by the way. Oh, well, thank you, Danny. Doing duet. Yeah, I saw that you did some duets. I think I try not to watch too many of them off stream because I like to watch them on stream. But I think I watched like 1 or 2 of them. Because you did quite a few, if I'm not mistaken. They were pretty good. I was enjoying. I'm done with my buffalo wing soda, you guys. No more buffalo wing soda. That didn't taste like buffalo wings. Tasted like oranges. Oh, no problem, Nate. No problem. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, it takes a little bit to get the volume slider and the timing slider correct. Once you get it set, though, you don't really have to mess with it too much unless you sing with somebody who's super quiet. or super
I
loud.
do enjoy a bit of crowd follow with my tea.
The volume slider is really the only one I really screw around with.
I'm sure I've never met him, Miss Bow.
Yeah, you probably haven't. You're rich. That's right.
I've never met your father, dear girl. He's a policeman, you say. How delightful.
How delightful. How delightful. What about Ziggy?
He seems a perfectly dreadful little fellow. Let's not discuss him.
There's nothing wrong with Ziggy. There's nothing wrong with Ziggy. He's kind of funny. He's a funny little guy.
Oh, he's a darling little man. Just darling.
She doesn't have a whole lot to say about people, honestly. We already asked her about herself.
My, she is unusual, isn't she, dear girl?
She is super unusual.
That word ferret of hers. I'm sure it hates me.
You ask yourself.
Yvette. Yvette's the pretty girl. Fizzy Pop didn't sound so bad, but I expected a slight hint of chicken. Yeah. I expected that too, and I got nothing. I got oranges. It tastes like orange chicken to me. Because all I can taste in orange chicken is oranges too, really. There are two things that screw me up. One is the volume on my singing, the second is the mic stuff. I have to admit, I'm surprised that you aren't playing this one with the MT32 soundtrack like the first one. This one runs in Scum VM, Nate, so I didn't know how to set this one up, admittedly. This is through Scum VM.
I am not interested in discussing that little trollop.
Oh. Well, she does not like Yvette, does she?
Oh, Mr. Heimlich is simply dreadful.
She
I
doesn't
think
like
his tiny taste
the
of
guard
authority
either?
has gone to his little head, don't you, Miss Bow?
No? I don't really know him that well, to be honest, though. What about the stevedore?
What a lovely boy. He has such charming manners, and he's so handsome,
He is. He's a cutie. He's a cutie. I agree. What do you think of my paper?
I'm afraid I haven't read your newspaper, dear girl. I try to avoid the news. I find it distressing. We live in such terrible times.
Well, you need to change that. Read my damn newspaper. You're gonna be in my article.
Well, they have a job
I guess
to do,
you'll never
suppose.
know if I don't spell your name right. Yeah, they do have a job to do.
Oh, heavens, my dear. My laundry is done by my maids.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. She doesn't.
The docks are dreadful. Rough
She doesn't go
places,
do her
Miss Bow.
laundry.
Simply dreadful.
I didn't see a problem with the docks. Why does everybody say the docks are terrible?
I think the Lion Dagger is simply divine, don't you?
We're almost done asking her questions.
New York is simply charming, Miss Bow. It has so much culture for an American city. Miss Bow, you must be sure to avoid such dens of iniquity. They can only ruin a young lady's reputation.
Okay, we already talked to her about everything.
It's the doorway to the gift shop.
Is it open? I love her walk. It is.
These appear to be copies of ancient Egyptian artifacts. They seem to be nicely crafted.
There's a bunch of daggers over
These
here.
are replicas of early 12th century Celtic insect trapping pottery. These vessels appear to be replicas of 7th century Welsh condiment pots made for export to Ireland. These vessels appear to be replicas of 7th century Welsh condiment. These vessels appear to be replicas of 7th century Welsh These
are all the
this
same.
Is the counter where the counter counts the money.
Let's see if let's look at the
It
daggers.
looks just like the
Dagger
dagger
of
of
Amon
Amon Ra.
Ra. I knew she was gonna
Isn't
say
it beautiful? It looks...
Let's use our magnifying glass.
The dagger shows Pittsburgh's high degree of craftsmanship. The dagger The dagger... The dagger... You can't touch the daggers on display in the locked case. It looks just like the dagger of Amon Ra. Isn't it beautiful? It looks...
Okay. Can I talk
It
to
is
the
better
dagger?
to know some of the questions than all of the answers. James Thurber.
A camera is not required for Twitch things, no, Dark World Rabbit. You can use an avatar, or you can just not have anything on there at all. You just need a microphone. That's it. It's pretty cool.
It's you. It looks... You can't... This case holds...
Can we examine?
That's not the sort of... Upon close inspection, that's not... That's... nice and clean. Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
This is the counter where the counter counts the money. This is... Don't touch it. You don't know where it's been. Nice and clean.
I don't know if you can just... If they're all different. They're all... Okay, so...
These vessels... These appear to be copies of ancient Egyptian artifacts. They seem to be nicely crafted. It's a painting of the pharaoh Uber-Spamaton hunting geese in the springtime with his hounds and his son, Niet. What a beautiful painting of the Mask of Tutankhamun. You wish you had the money to buy it. This is a replica of the pottery made by the Wheeze Neck Indians of southern Ontario. All their pottery was purple because they believed that moose are terrified by purple things. They used to set the purple pots all around their campsites to ward off potential attacks by angry moose. It didn't work. This is a replica of the pottery made by the Wheeze Neck. It didn't.
Oh my god, it didn't work.
This case holds beautiful museum replicas. This case holds... It looks just like... This case...
Okay, I think we can maybe leave?
What a beautiful Art Deco rug. You almost hate to walk on it.
Almost, but not really.
Nice weave.
Alright, I guess we can... Can we, like, overhear conversations? Can we go back here?
You eye this woman with a certain amount of jealousy. Her fashionably high cheekbones, impeccably styled hair, and sultry eyes make you feel mousy and naive by comparison.
I think we can...
I'm hoping you like what you're seeing, Miss Bow.
Please do not scrutinize me so severely, Miss Bow. You are making me nervous.
That's more than a little rude, Miss Bow.
Stop that, you silly female.
I love how they all call me a silly female, like what?
You see a bald, greasy, unpleasant little man with overlarge pores and a sour expression.
Can we go in here?
The archway that leads to the rest of the museum.
Can we go in there?
Back to the rotunda, Fräulein. The rest of the museum is off limits. And you are spooking their mastodons.
Okay then. Okay then.
Well-timed silence.
Oh, there's different people around here.
It's a buffet. You see a rotund, a severe...
I already
You
like
see
looked at these people.
I'm not in the mood to indulge in idle chit-chat, Miss Bow.
I wanna like listen to them though.
Don't touch it. You...
Can I like crawl under the table and eavesdrop?
This man looks like he's very low on moral fiber in his construction. His eyes dart around the room nervously, as if he's expecting someone to jump on him. His bald head reflects the overhead lighting.
How do I get them to talk?
This man... There was some...
Did I already do this all with them?
Heard any good rumors lately?
Maybe.
Well, I don't have any money.
Then I...
He wants
Young
money.
lady, if you want...
I feel like I probably already asked everybody over here, because this is the...
Since you're new here,
Oh,
what do you
maybe
think
not.
of New York? Isn't it exciting?
I hate it. It's crowded, it's noisy, and you Americans have no concept of how the class system is supposed to work. You go around treating each other like equals, which I find very distasteful.
Did we... I wonder if we asked him about like the Countess and stuff.
The Countess was married to the former president of the Dagger Museum, Sterling Waldorf Carlton. A good chap, but uninspired. Now she has her sights set on Dr. Carrington.
We don't even have the... We don't have that other dude.
Of course I know Ramses. There were several of them, actually. Ramses I was pharaoh during the 19th dynasty from 1307 to 1306 BC.
It looks like we didn't interview all of these
Ramses II
people.
made more of an impact on ancient Egypt. From 1290 to 1224
He's just gonna keep
BC,
going on and on about
Ramses
this.
II undertook a succession of gargantuan
Oh,
construction
his lips broke.
projects, which left his mark in the face of Egypt for thousands of years.
His
His
lips broke.
mortuary
There you go.
site
There
at
they go.
Thebes, the Ramesseum, contains a temple to Amon Ra, a royal palace, a mortuary temple, and several storerooms.
Actually, I was referring to Ramses Najir.
Never heard of him.
You're standing next to him, dude. He's right there.
I believe he was the Emperor of Rome just after Justinian.
No! He's my editor. Oh my god.
That's me, you silly girl. If you want to arrange an in-depth interview, we'll have to schedule it later in the week.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't get very far interviewing him, apparently.
Dr. Carrington is a fine chap. He used to be in charge of the British Museum, you know. I ran into him several years ago when I visited the British Museum to consult with Dr. Butch. Seems odd that Dr. Carrington doesn't remember me, but I almost didn't recognize him either. He's getting old after all. Looks different. Memory's probably shot as well. Ah, yes. Can't say I'm too impressed with Detective O'Reilly. Couldn't find a single bloody clue about the Dagger burglary. And he has the nasty habit of chewing on grapes constantly. Probably
What's
to
wrong with
cover up
that?
the smell of the alcohol he drinks.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with grapes. Grapes are delicious.
A crodfollow is some sort of miniature vegetable, isn't it? A potato, perhaps.
I love how nobody knows who I'm talking about.
He runs one of the local Chinese laundries. Pretends to be Chinese so he can get more business, but he has a terrible accent.
So does everyone else in this game. I mean, let's be real.
A relative of yours, perhaps?
Yep.
Rather an unfortunate name, I think.
That's all you have to say about Ziggy? He just says an unfortunate name. We already asked him about the Countess.
Dr. Miklos is
And
rather
Ramses.
eccentric, but she is well educated. Received her training at one of the better universities in Athens, Greece. She's considered quite knowledgeable in the area of hieroglyphics, but her speciality is paleontology. She's fond of old bones.
Clearly, she's fond of anything that's dead.
That trollop sleeps with everything that moves, and some things that don't. It's only by
Whoa.
sheer strength of will that I've resisted her advances so far. Ah, yes. I'm Lex, the security chief here. Not a particularly good one, obviously, since the dagger was stolen right from under his nose. And he's rather too intense for my tastes. Steve Dorian. The stevedore with a ridiculous name. He's the fellow who helped unload my artifacts from the steamship. If it weren't for his odd name, I would have forgotten him entirely.
Did we interview him about anything?
It's one of those local scandal periodicals. The term yellow journalism comes to mind when I think of it, which means it's not much of a newspaper at all, really.
Why does, like,
It's
nobody
more
like our
printed
newspaper?
chewing gum for the uneducated masses.
Nobody likes
now,
us.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
The Tribune is a fine newspaper of the highest quality. I know because I happen to work there.
You've just proven my point.
Wow.
Well, I never.
Maybe that's your problem.
I don't have to stand here and take this abuse.
All right, you don't. You could just go away and make us both happy.
Well, then, I'm not going to.
The police station is the last refuge for the incompetents in this city. However, if you're looking for a constable, I'd suggest one of the donut shops.
One of the donut shops. Cops and donuts, man.
People tell me Low Fats is a good place to have laundry done, but he always puts too much starch in my shirts. That's why I arrived on the steamship Andrea Doria. I came over with the artifacts for the Egyptian exhibit. Apparently Dr. Carrington was also on that voyage from England, but I never ran into him aboard ship. Keeps to himself a lot, you know.
We already talked to him about the museum.
With a little work, I can turn the Lion Dagger into a world-class museum. But that can wait a few months until they decide to make me the president.
I think we already
Dr.
talked to him about
Carrington
New
will have
York.
to find other employment, of course, but I'm sure some lesser museum would be happy to have him on their staff. If you're referring to the local drinking establishments, they are quite illegal, and I don't condone their existence. I do drink on occasion, but only when the finest wines are available.
Oh. Isn't the drinking illegal this time?
No thanks, I already have a notepad.
I thought drinking was completely illegal during
Don't
Prohibition.
bother me with such silly questions.
Would you say this has been a good year for you, sir?
Well, let's see. I made the most important archaeological discovery of all
Yeah,
time.
I'd say it was a good year
Almost
for him.
everyone on the planet knows my name, and I've clinched a curatorial job I've been after for years. Yes, I'd say it has been a rather good year.
Seems to me you might have a problem.
A problem, such as...
The burglary?
Well, you've accomplished so much this year. What are you gonna do next?
Next? What next? Don't bother me with such ludicrous questions, you silly female.
Why does everybody call me a silly female? Like it's a huge insult.
You already asked me that, you silly female.
Since you're an expert on the subject, what can you tell me about Egyptology?
I don't have time to explain the intricacies of my profession to a neophyte. If you're truly interested, I'd suggest several years of difficult study on the subject at one of your better universities. Once you've finished that, you can talk to me again.
Wow. Wow. So, did we just not ask anybody about
I'm
anything?
afraid I do not know Mr. Agostini. I live a very quiet life, and I
We
do
wanna
not
talk
know
about
very
bad
many
accents.
famous people.
This guy has a really bad accent.
1,000 curses on that man. He defiled the tombs of my sacred ancestors for his own personal glory. He doesn't care a fig for what's right and what's wrong. His own evil deeds will catch up with him, though. Just wait and see.
Wow.
I have heard a great deal about Mr. Carrington, but I do not know him very well. We have only spoken once or twice, but he seems like a cultured, charming fellow.
Can you not play back songs you performed? You can. You can. You have to, like, publish them? Or wait. No, after you're done performing it, you can play it back, listen to it, like, to just audio levels, and then determine whether or not you delete it or upload it to your Twitch account. If you choose to publish it, it goes straight to your Twitch account. Like, it uploads as a video that anybody can go and look up on Twitch. But yeah, you can listen to the recording afterwards and see how it sounds. There have been a couple that I've deleted just because they bugged out and got weird. Like one of them, my video wasn't in sync with my audio. It was really strange. I had never had that happen before, but only had it happen once.
To be perfectly honest, I do not care for Mr. O'Reilly. I do not think he sees the beauty
We
in
missed
ancient
so
Egypt.
much on the screen.
He
I
is
thought we
somewhat
interviewed
blunt
everybody
as
on the
opposed to
screen,
others
though.
As well. I suppose that
Clearly
is
we
just part of
didn't.
his job, however. Crodfallers? No, thank you. I try to restrict my intake of sugar. It has a bad effect on me.
Why does everybody think it's a pastry? Like everybody thinks a crawdfaller is a pastry.
I'm afraid I do not know the gentleman. I lead a rather solitary life. Just me and my little family. John Bow is your father? I have never had the pleasure of meeting him. I have never been to New Orleans, you see. That much humidity does not agree with me. I do not know Ziggy very well.
Well,
but he
he's
makes
standing
me
right
uneasy.
there.
His eyes remind me of a jackal's. I met him briefly at the party, then avoided him the rest of the time.
But you're standing right next to him. That's you, I know.
Why, I am Ramses Najir, Miss Bow.
Yeah,
I
I
am
know.
an accountant and a proud father of 2.5.
2.5. 2.5? What does that mean? Your wife
The
have a
Countess
kid in
is
the
quite
belly?
a colorful lady. She seems to enjoy life to the fullest, does
Does
she
your
not?
wife have a bun in the oven?
Just between you and me, she scares me a little.
Why is that, Mr. Najia?
Well, she's just too enthusiastic for me, I suppose. Dr. Miklos is a brilliant individual, but she is certainly a little strange. Ah well, we all have our foibles, don't we, Miss Bow? Miss Yvette is a charming young lady, and so friendly. She seems genuinely interested in Egyptology. We had a long discussion about
I'm
tombs
sure.
one time.
Shoot, why are you hesitating so much when talking about her?
I
Dude!
find Mr. Heimlich to be most intimidating. He seems to enjoy looming over people.
Okay. Stevedore, what about him?
Mr. Dorian is a very healthy-looking young man. His mother must have eaten well.
I've got so many questions. What do you think of our paper?
I enjoy
Please
the
tell me you like
Tribune
it.
very much, Miss Bow.
Thank you.
I read the financial page every morning of my life.
Well, somebody at least appreciates
The
us.
police are useless. It is not the police who will uncover the thief of the dagger. It will be his own evil deeds turned back on him like an angry cobra.
I love how these people think there's like this huge curse
I
or whatever.
personally do not use that laundry, Miss Bow. I go to an Egyptian laundry on 44th
Egyptian laundry.
They are
Why?
wonderful with linens.
What is the difference between all of these laundry services?
Oh dear, the docks are very rough places, Miss Bow. I stay away from them. I would suggest that you do the same. Attractive young ladies like yourself are the favorite prey of the jackals who prowl there at night.
Well, okay.
The Lion Dagger is a beautiful museum, Miss Bow, but I do not approve of the spoiling of my ancestors' tombs, much less the wanton display of their bodies and their personal effects.
Like, I'm wondering.
Do you like the city of New York, Mr. Najee?
Well, it is a very lucrative place for an accountant to set up shop, but the city itself is rather large and frightening.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I have to
wouldn't
ask
know,
them
Miss
all the
Bow.
questions in order
I
to
am a
proceed with the
family
story.
man, and I do not frequent such scandalous places.
I'm sure you don't. I'm sure.
I see you carry a notebook. I carry one too, in case I should think of some particularly exciting mathematical formula at an inconvenient time.
That's a good reason.
How interesting. You carry a magnifier. Are your eyes poor?
Are your
I'm
eyes?
very nearsighted myself. It came from years of looking at tiny little numbers.
Mr. Najee, would you say that 1926 has been a good year for you?
Well, yes, I would have to say so. Business in America is booming, and many people need an accountant. I have not wanted for work, and my beloved wife Isis is soon to deliver our third child. I
Yeah,
suppose
that's
I am
the
as
2.5.
happy as a man should be.
Congratulations on the upcoming blessed event, Mr. Najee. What are your other children's names?
Well, there's Horus and Amon, and the new baby shall be named Anubis, after the
Anubis.
wise and just Lord of the Dead.
Oh, how lovely. But what if the child is a girl?
The name shall be Anubis either way. It is a wonderful name for either a boy or a girl.
Okay.
We have already discussed that, Miss Bow.
I must
Let
have
us
asked-
move on to newer subjects.
I must have asked everybody about the burglary already.
Are you an Egyptologist, Mr. Najee?
No, not professionally. I have always been interested in the history of my country and made a point of studying it. I am particularly interested in ancient Egyptian religions.
We need to ask him about the Countess because...
Now there's a lady who truly supports the arts. A real patron, that old girl.
she was hiding that she even knew him.
I'm afraid I don't know the gentleman.
Yeah, we gotta ask all of these people all these questions like we didn't...
The fellow has quite an overinflated ego. He's got a legitimate reason for it, I suppose.
What about yourself?
Well, that's me, young lady. Dr. Archibald Carrington III, at your service.
I know, why doesn't nobody have anything to add to, like,
He's
tell
a
me
good
about
enough
yourself?
chap for a law enforcement peon.
Nobody has things to say.
I'm not acquainted with the chap. I've never even seen the chap.
I've never even seen the chap.
I've never met your father, Miss Bow, but I have a deep respect for the minions who uphold the law.
I just like asking questions.
Miss Bow, I find it vaguely offensive that you would even think that I know anyone named Ziggy.
He's right there! He's right there! Of course you know him. He's right in front of you.
Now there's an intense personality. He doesn't look it, but there's something seething below the surface. I'm frightfully sure of it. In any case, the fellow is a fine accountant.
Okay. We already asked him about the Countess.
Dr. Miklas is one of the museum's most respected curators. I really haven't had much interaction with Miss Delacroix.
You
of
haven't,
course, she
really?
is my assistant. So I guess I should correct myself and say that I do have interaction with her. But I don't know her very well, really.
Oh, he clearly does. He clearly has had more than just interaction with her. If you
He's
get
a
my
real
drift.
pip. A genuine go-getter, that fellow. He does a jolly good job of guarding the museum. Jolly good.
Jolly good. Good show.
A stevedore? I'm afraid I don't discourse with proletarian ruffians of that stripe.
He's not a ruffian. What do you think of the paper?
I don't read the newspaper, Miss Bow. I find it eternally depressing.
Aw. I mean, I understand, but...
Oh, those poor chaps do their best, I suppose.
You got so many
Good
questions.
heavens, Miss Bow, my houseman does my laundry. I never go to public establishments when I can possibly avoid it.
So many places to
I've
talk
only been there once, but I found the docks to be full of pugilistic ruffians and parasite-infested rodentia.
Wow. Just wow.
The Lion Decker is simply fantastic, Miss Bow. This is the opportunity of a lifetime.
Do you like New York, Dr. Carrington?
To be frightfully honest, at first I found it to be a bit rough around the edges. But now I'm beginning to see its somewhat primitive charm.
Oh. Okay.
Miss Bow, I wouldn't be caught dead in one of those nocturnal dens of iniquity.
I like how they all call it a den of iniquity.
I dare say it's a bit forward for you to go about writing things about people in that little notebook of yours, Miss Bow. And some people cherish their privacy.
Oh. Well, then don't tell me the things you want me to...
I see you want to
You
get
don't
a
want me
good
to
look
write
at
them.
our displays, Miss Bow. I have to respect that.
Have you found 1926 to be a good year for you, Dr. Carrington?
I like how we ask
Yes,
everybody
I
if
would,
they've had a
Miss
good
Bow.
year.
Frightfully good.
And what is that, Doctor?
It's not often that one gets the opportunity to head up the most respected museum in America, Miss Bow.
This is true. We probably already asked him about that. 'Cause I
I'm
think-
really very busy, Miss Bow. I don't
Yeah.
have time to cover the same subject twice.
Okay.
Egyptology is all quite the fashion now, Miss Bow, but it's been a serious science for many years. I can recommend a number of fine books if you're interested.
So did we ask her about everybody too?
Monsieur Agostini, you know him? I understand he's a very powerful man at the newspaper. I would like to meet him sometime.
She likes to meet everybody.
Ah, Monsieur Pippin, he is such a great man. And quite attractive, no?
So many. I can't believe we
Dr.
didn't do all
Carrington,
this.
he is my superior, so I'd rather not be saying the bad things about him.
What bad thing?
He is very strange, even for a man. Ah, but you are trying to trick me, no? It's best that I am not talking about him.
Especially when he's standing right there, right?
Ah, Monsieur O'Reilly, he is magnifique. He is so intelligent, so confident, so... Ooh la la.
I assume you've met him before tonight.
Oh yes, we are, how do you say, the old friends. And it never hurts to have the highly placed friend on the local police force, no?
I suppose that's true. What do you think of his burglary investigation?
People here, they keep saying Monsieur O'Reilly, his investigation of the Dagger is not good, but he tries very hard. I have seen him work, but the Dagger thief, he is very good, no?
He? You think the burglar was
It
a
has
man?
to be a he.
It is only the manner of speaking, Miss Bow. This burglar, she could have been the female as well. Ah, the godfather. I met him only once on the train. The train was the sleeper car. It was dark, and I climbed into his berth by mistake. He will always remember that meeting, I am sure. I, unfortunately, will have forgotten it in a few months.
Except she didn't, because she just told me about it.
The low-fat, I know him. The little laundry I take to the cleaners, low-fat does it himself. We have the deal he enjoys, so it costs me nothing.
We've already talked about that with low fat, actually.
You already asked me this, Miss Bow.
Oh.
The annoying little man? I met him at this speakeasy long ago, but he is not my class of person, no. He is of the criminal type.
I think we talked to Ziggy. I think we only really talked to Ziggy now that I'm remembering.
Monsieur Nagir, he is a funny little man. I see him in many strange places in the museum, but he is only the accountant for us, so I don't understand why he is here all the time.
Do you think Mr. Najir could have stolen the dagger?
Why, because he is the Egyptian? I do not think so, Miss Bow, but I do not know him so very well. He is a man after all, and who knows how they are thinking.
I don't have the one guy to ask about.
Ah, the Countess. She is not what she seems, no?
There's
What do you
the one Egyptian
mean?
guy.
Her last husband, he was afraid of her. He told me. Then as I learned more, I was becoming afraid of her too.
Why? She seems like a nice old lady.
It is all the act, no? She is a dangerous one. Now I think she is after Dr. Carrington's money, since I am seeing them together so often lately.
I don't understand. Why is she so dangerous?
Just be trusting me, Miss Bow. Stay away from the Countess. People die when she's around.
Oh dear.
Huh. I don't remember this.
Dr. Miklos and I, we have much of the fun together.
So
She's
much
very
interviewing.
Friendly. Many times we have run through the museum chasing the daisy, no?
We're being pretty
Yes, I am Yvette Delacroix, but I am not one to be talking about myself
Methodical
too much, no?
about
I am
this.
not like the great Dr. Carter, who has so many of the great stories to tell.
We're being pretty methodical now. I think we're gonna just ask all the questions.
Monsieur Heimlich, he is the intense fellow,
Hopefully
no?
we get the other
Very
guy
military, very
in our notebook. I don't know
stiff
how
and
we get him in
straight.
there.
I feel very safe around him, but I also feel uncomfortable. He patrols the museum so much. It is strange the dagger was stolen from under his nose, no?
Do you suspect him of stealing the dagger?
Who knows? I am not the policeman. but he seemed very upset about the burglary.
Oh my god.
Bingo.
Is that, did I just see that right? Is that a Deer Fox raid? Teeps! Teeps, did I read that right? It is a Deer Fox raid! How are you? How was your stream? Thank you for the raid! We're chilling. We're chilling in this game, like interviewing all of the questions. All of the questions! We're trying to figure out who stole this dagger in this game, Teeps. So we've got a lot of questions to ask. This is not a terribly interesting part of the stream, I don't think, but... You were playing Minecraft with the community? You know, I was lurking in your stream, I think it was yesterday, maybe it was 2 days ago, and you were playing Minecraft. And you said it was your, like, first time playing Minecraft. I thought that was so strange that you, like, escaped Minecraft until just now. I think we already asked him about Woof. We asked her about Woof, didn't we? Yeah, we're on Dorian, the Stevedore. I'm glad you had a nice chill stream with Minecraft though. Like, I played Minecraft a long time ago, but I haven't played it in a long time. So, it's a fun game. Definitely fun to play with your community, for sure. It's 2 days ago, and yes, yeah, it was 2 days ago then that I was lurking. Never been into it until now. I heard you say that, I was just like, what?
Steve, he is so big and handsome, no?
He's so big and handsome.
I only read the financial section of the newspaper.
So we're
The stock
interviewing
market, it
people.
is looking so
I think
good.
we're almost
I'm going
done
to
with the
buy
interviews,
some very
thankfully.
soon.
But welcome everybody from Deer Fox's raid. I'm Merlin Temple, I'm a variety streamer. Maybe soon to be a Twitch Sing streamer, I'm not sure yet. I really don't know. But we are doing retro days. We're still following my variety formula right now. We're doing retro Saturdays. So, I do play a wide variety of point and click adventures, and then also some Stardew Valley, some No Man's Sky, some Twitch Sings more recently, so 100% it feels extremely good playing something other than Dead by Daylight. I haven't really gotten into Dead by Daylight yet. I bought it and I'm excited to play it, but I haven't found the time and I haven't scheduled it. So that's on me. That's my bad, but yeah. Yeah. Where were we? Did you ask about the police station? I lost track.
I support the police in every possible way I can. I have never been to the police station, but I know many street cops and detectives, and they are always a gentleman to me.
She's never been at the police station yet. It'll happen. If she keeps doing the things she's doing.
I do most of the lacy and delicate things myself, no?
You're literally addicted to it in the literal sense. Gotcha. No, I get it. Some games are like that.
You already asked me this, Miss Bo.
Oops. I did. I'm sorry. I just did that, didn't I?
The dogs? There are many of the men down there, and they are so big and so charming. They have been very generous to me.
Lion Decker
The
Museum.
museum, it is such a wonderful place to work. The people, they are so friendly, and I am enjoying my work here. I intend to be the president someday.
Yeah, I think we're gonna switch to Twitch Sings
New
in
York,
about
it is a rough
half an
place
hour
for
or
the
so.
newcomer, no?
She likes
So
the
many
men,
people in
don't the
the one
dogs, yeah.
place. It reminds me of Paris, but
She
it
likes
is where all the
men.
money
She could
is,
just
no?
stop there.
The Americans, they have so much more money than the French. This speakeasy, it used to be the good place of the business for me, no? Then I got this job, so I don't have to do that anymore.
What kind of work did you do at the speakeasy?
I was the hostess there for a while.
Oh, a hostess,
With
really?
your appearance, you must have gotten a lot of tips.
I suppose you could be calling it that. I got the very big tips.
Oh my! Exclamation point, oh my, you guys. She got very big tips.
Oh my.
Oh my, indeed. I love these games so much. You missed that as a child. Yeah, so did I, because, like, you know, I didn't get those kinds of jokes back then. I didn't get those kinds of jokes. I was an innocent baby. I wonder what she's talking about. Yeah.
It is a nice notebook.
She got good tips,
Take the
okay.
good notes and you'll be the good reporter.
Makes sense.
Do not look at me too closely, Miss Bo. I found the line on my face yesterday and I am still upset about it.
Some very big tips. Yeah.
Has this been a good year for you, Miss Delacroix?
Ah yes, every year is a good year for me, Miss Bo. It is all a matter of the attitude, no?
Why, that seems like a very healthy point of view.
Merci, Miss Bo. You are very kind.
I think we already asked her about the burglary. I think we asked everybody.
You already asked?
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure. Just want to make sure.
You should ask Dr. Miklos or Dr. Smith about that.
Dr. Smith. Did you just give me Dr. Smith? No. Of course not. Alright, let's see if Ziggy... Did we already ask Ziggy about everybody?
Augustini. Augustini, yeah, that name rings a bell. Oh yeah, he the concierge at the plaza?
No, not at all. Have you been though, Merlin? It's been a while. I've been pretty good. I've been trying to decide, Dear Fox, if I want to change my stream format to focus on Twitch Sings, because I've been having so much fun with Twitch Sings. I've been trying to figure that out. I really like playing these kinds of games though, and I think I want to keep doing that, but I might like cut back on how much I do that. You forgot about Twitchy Ziggy, Bishop Girl. Yeah, he's a twitchy guy. He's fitting for this platform. That's the only loot emoji you have. Aww. The constant struggle with what kind of content you want to create. Yeah, it's super real. I love Twitch Sings though, and I'm having so much fun with Twitch Sings and getting so many making so many new friends playing Twitch Sings that I kind of want to just keep doing that. So we're gonna switch to that in probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so. But I wanted to at least keep my current schedule that, you know, Twitch Sings is like a drug. Rising Fate, you're not wrong. It super is. It's so addictive. We're gonna finish these interviews though. Can't help you with that.
The new museum press? Stodgy old guy, but a fine chap. Yeah, that's it, a fine chap. Good man.
For real though, Twitch Sings probably is one of the most wholesome communities out there. I agree. And I'm loving it. I'm super into it. And I have never felt this way about a game before.
I'll tell ya, most of the cops around these towns stink. But O'Reilly's different. He's okay. He really knows how to treat a mouthpiece, you know? I made some good jack working for him.
This guy is just... I thought
You've met Rube Crodfaller, haven't you?
Rube Crodfaller?
Certainly I have. Definitely one of the most up-and-up guys I know. Keeps his nose clean, but knows how to have a good time.
You play Twitch Sings off stream? That's a good way to do it. That's a good way to do it, though. If you don't feel comfortable streaming your singing. Honestly, if that's how you feel about a game, that probably means you feel like you belong in that community. You should hold to it. Many of us have never even felt that way. Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just trying to figure out when and where and how I want to do the cutover, I think, because I really do love it. I super love it. I sing when I'm blue, I sing when I'm happy. I sing all the time. And I'm enjoying it. I don't think I'm a great singer by any means, but I love it. And it's making me feel good all around just doing that game. So we'll switch to it in a bit.
He ain't in my privileged circle of friends and acquaintances.
Especially if I can't figure out how to advance this game after I finish asking him all these questions.
Isn't that what they named us stiffs when they don't have an ID?
That's John Doe.
I'm sorry, but I simply have to say that your pronunciation is dreadful.
Hey, that's an insult, right?
Oh, Rising Fate, you're too kind. You're too kind. I'm not the best singer. Definitely not the best singer. I feel like I'm a mediocre singer at the best, but I love it. I love it. I appreciate your kind words, though.
What's up with this Ziggy Joker?
What's up with these
Hey,
Ziggy
watch
jokes?
your mouth. You're talking to him.
I know. I just want to know what, like, you guys have to say about yourselves. Like, tell me about yourself. It's a
Quiet
question.
time most of the time. Accountant, I think. Boy, I'll tell you, those Egyptians know some crummy jokes.
I can't believe I didn't ask anybody about anything.
What makes you think
a
I
little
knows
bit.
anything about a dame like her? She wouldn't even have anything to do with me. I don't know anything about her. Why ask me?
That's odd. She seems to know you.
She did. What did she say? It ain't true. Listen, that old cow couldn't keep a secret if her life depended on it. I ain't taking the rap for her anyways. Now leave me alone before I calls the cops. Or somebody.
Or somebody. This is so weird. This is so freaking weird.
That lady's scary. I've been avoiding her.
I don't blame you. She, like, keeps talking about dead stuff all the time. That's all she
How
wants to
many
talk about.
times are you gonna ask me? I already told you everything I know about that.
Okay. Apparently I did ask him about some stuff.
I don't think I've heard of him.
Okay. We're done with the people.
Yeah, the dock worker. I know that guy. He ain't in my inner circle, though. Don't know much about the Joe.
Okay. We're getting closer to the
You
end
mean
of the interview
newspaper?
parts.
Not me, sister. I prefer my news straight from the horse's patootie, if you catch my drift.
Okay. Okay.
Have you had any contact with the police?
Of course he has.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that.
Of course he
I'm
has.
sort of a freelance detective. I find
That's-
things out that the police
That's what he
can't,
is.
and I pass along the information. For a price.
For a price.
Sounds like a most valuable service.
Oh, yeah. They couldn't do their jobs right without me. Nice guys, them cops. Kiss me flush. Salts of the earth.
Alright, Dear Fox, thank you for the raid. No, it's no problem at all. I really appreciate the raid, and I understand when you get done streaming, it's usually either really late or you're hungry. So I totally don't feel bad. Have a great night, and thank you again. I miss you, and I will have to stop by your streams more often and actually participate instead of just lurk. Because I do a lot of lurking, but, you know, that's streamer life. Love you, and thank you again. Have a great night. Did I already asked? Oh, I was on low fats. I forgot where I was for a second.
Laundry. Oh, you mean like washing your clothes. No.
Not
I
money
does that
laundering,
myself.
right? Not money laundering.
You're familiar with the 12th Street docks, aren't you?
Not me, lady. Mostly your unsavory types hang out down there.
He's not unsavory, right? No.
I know everything's not what it looks to be, but then what is? Same with all these mucky-mucks. Look, appearances can be deceiving. Me, do I look like the brother of a famous Broadway producer? No, but I am.
This guy, like, his voice.
You know, some days it's a rich melting pot, but some days it's a big cesspool. But you gotta rise to the top like scum and keep your feet and your nose clean. That's how I does it anyway.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm on Speakeasy, that's right.
You seen it? I saw you in there before. It is what it is. Hey, I'm a philosopher. I don't need no notebook. I already knows everything.
Oh, you do. Oh, you do. One day, Merlin, you're gonna make a game like this. Oh god. I don't know about that. I volunteer my voice. Let's all make our own adventure game, point and click adventure game. Let's all do this. Let's make a Twitch game. That would be fun. I'll be this guy.
How was your year, Mr. Ziggy?
Superb. Simply superb. First I mix a sawbuck on the Tunny Dempsey match. Now here I am rubbing elbow grease with a hoity-toity. Thanks for asking.
I think we already asked him about the burglary. I think we asked,
How many
like I said.
times?
Yeah, I already asked everybody here about that last time I played.
Tell me about Egyptology.
We
This is
talked
our
about
last.
that before, remember?
We did?
I told you the crazy Egyptian riddle that Ramses guys passed along.
Oh, what was that? What was that? I think I wrote that down. I think I wrote that down somewhere. Oh, what's the room you leave without entering, and what's the room you enter without leaving? I did write it down. I just found it. What's the room you leave without entering, and what's the room you enter without leaving? So, I gotta ask the Countess again about Ziggy, because that was really suspicious.
I bore rather easily, dear girl. Do let's move on to another subject,
Oh, apparently we can't ask. This is interesting.
This man looks like he's very low on moral fiber in his construction. His eyes dart around the room nervously, as if he's expecting someone to jump on him. His bald head reflects the overhead lighting. It's a colossal bust of the pharaoh Ramses II, discovered at the Ramesseum, his mortuary temple on the Nile's west bank opposite present-day Luxor. The complete Ramses statue stood nearly 60 feet tall and weighed more than 1,000 tons. Presumably Ramses was not this large in life, although many people have stated that Ramses had a big head.
A big head, nice. I have not played the Gabriel Knight series, Taco Salad. I had it on my GOG list, if I'm not mistaken, but I haven't played it. I think I either bought it or I have it on my wish list. I can't remember.
You see a rotund...
This guy...
Madam, although your beauty eclipses even that of the crystal blue waters of the Nile, I'm afraid I must insist that you refrain from handling the goods.
I wasn't even close to him.
I'm not in the mood to indulge in
We did ask him all of the people, right? Like, I did.
I do not know this individual.
Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. The second one is gold. I have a clip of a streamer having a meltdown in real time during the second one. Oh my god. I missed that series too. I have them. I need to play them too, as I've been told they're really good. I do like the writer. She did a voice in this game. I've been told they're really good too, which is why I haven't played them, but I definitely have them on my list of games that I need to play at some point. Did we just not?
You already
Okay. Maybe we did ask him about everybody, but like...
You already...
Oh, we did. What the heck then?
You already...
Yeah, we asked everything. What am I supposed to do to advance the story now?
It's a semi...
Hi, I'm Laura Bow.
Being snobbish high society types, these partygoers just ignore you entirely. You're simply not a part of their social circle.
I don't know how to advance the plot at this point. I seem to remember, like, being able to overhear conversations somehow.
You see a
I need to call the Syrian line, yeah. There's not a whole lot of options, though. Let's save real quick. I think we interviewed everybody. Finally. But I know there was some way to, like, overhear the conversations, and I don't remember how we do that.
neatly stacked water glass. You pick it up and place it in your purse.
What? I've got a water glass? Wait, can I use that to eavesdrop?
I prefer the wine glass unless I am listening at the doors, no? Don't take me seriously, I am just making the joke.
That's what we need to use.
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty at the moment.
You hear nothing of interest.
Yeah, we need to use this to eavesdrop. Can we use it like here?
You hear nothing. You hear nothing.
No dice, lady. Get your own drink. This is open bar. It's every man for himself.
You hear nothing. You hear. You hear nothing. You hear no. You hear nothing.
Is there anybody
you hear
in here?
nothing of interest.
No, thank you, dear girl.
Well, we got a glass.
It's a buffet table loaded with food.
Let's get
Don't
some.
touch it. You don't know where it's been.
It's food! I don't think they poisoned it.
The food and champagne look good, but you're trying to stay on a diet, so you make the wise decision to leave them alone.
There I was, standing on the hillside above the excavation in the Valley of the Kings, with the faithful Mahmud describing the dance of the Seven Veils to me in great detail, when a shout arose up from the workers below us. Sensing an important discovery at hand, since I have a sixth sense about these things, I scurried downhill to see that a step had been uncovered in the sand. It turned out to be the entrance to the Temple of Amon Ra. I I took the trowel from the bosquefier and cleared the sand away from the rest of the steps myself, revealing the entrance to the temple. The seal of the necropolis was intact on the door seal, indicating that the temple had not been disturbed. I knew that fate had brought me to the discovery I had been seeking for so long. Tireless after my exertion in clearing the staircase, I used a sledgehammer to break through the sealed doorway. Within lay the greatest accomplishment of my considerable career.
I'm guessing they're all
darkness,
like super bored by the story.
For thousands of years in the isolated temple lay the magnificent dagger of Amon Ra, the greatest discovery of modern archaeology.
Good show.
Magnifique. Very impressive, Dr.
Oh,
Carter.
oh, yes. We are
So, that's when you heisted it,
amazed.
right?
No, I didn't heist it, you annoying little man. I took it out of the temple and showed it to the workers, who immediately fell upon their faces, all 350 of them, to show respect for my accomplishment.
That's hard to believe, Dr. Carter. Egyptian workers have proudly worked the archaeological digs for many years. I would not think they'd exaggerate their respect for you to such an extent.
But then you weren't there, were you, Mr. Nagier?
Well, no, that's true.
And when was the last time you were in Egypt, Mr. Nagier?
This is so...
You seem to have lost some of your accent.
Well, it has been several years.
I thought as much.
Your discovery really was quite a remarkable achievement, Dr. Carter.
Was remarkable, Dr. Carrington? You mean it is a remarkable achievement. There has never been anything like it before.
Quite so. Correction noted, Doctor.
If you will all be excusing me, I see a man I need to speak to.
Certainly, Miss Delacroix. Certainly.
Oh, she left. She left.
Boy, did he bet. She's some dish, ain't she?
Yes, those French women really have
You just have to
something.
walk behind them.
I don't
That's
think
what it
my
is.
wife would ever have done it in a mummy case.
In my vast experience of women from different lands, I tend to agree with you, Mr. Niger. I balked when a certain French woman suggested we have a deep conversation on the back of a dinosaur, but I was pleasantly surprised by the results.
Yes, Miss Delacroix is certainly the cat's pajamas, as the Americans would say.
Yeah, we does come up with some good sayings, don't we?
Quite.
Good Lord, I hadn't realized a woman was present. Please excuse us, Miss Bow.
Oh, I wasn't actually listening to you gentlemen, Dr. Carrington.
I
just
wasn't
happened
listening.
To be standing here. Excuse me.
Okay, so we've listened to a few. I'm gonna like new save. Eavesdropped on a few conversations. I don't know if we need to eavesdrop on this one, but Ziggy and Carrington and Countess, this looks interesting, actually. Can we eavesdrop on this one? We can't eavesdrop on this one. I want to eavesdrop on this one! Apparently there's only certain ones we can eavesdrop on, I guess? There's Yvette and the detective. And who's over here?
This short, blustery man reminds you vaguely
I loved how
of
they're all
President
talking about how
Roosevelt.
amazing sleeping with the
Despite
one
his
lady is.
diminutive
Right.
frame, his bearing is self-assured and cocky, and his pince-nez only adds to the aura of distinguished snobbery.
Well, we're not going to be able to overhear him saying anything to himself, right? I just don't think that's gonna be a thing. No, that's not a thing. I can't overhear them, huh? I guess I'm gonna have to overhear them.
Brian, I'm having the hardest of times keeping my hands off you.
Oh.
Not here, Yvette. There's too many people.
Oh my.
They are not important. You are the most powerful man here, my Ryan.
What about that Carrington guy? He's president of this museum.
The doctor, he is old and weak. You are the young one and strong.
And what would you be wanting, Miss Bow?
Oh,
nothing.
Well, I thought I heard you call my name.
You must have been hearing things. I didn't even mention your name.
Oh, sorry. I've got to be going now. Excuse me.
I still don't have him in my thing though, do I? No, I do not. Maybe I can overhear them.
And what were you
There we
doing
go.
when that fancy dagger was being stolen then?
Let me see. I was sleeping in my hotel room.
You don't sound too sure about that.
I haven't been sleeping too well since I arrived in this country. I'm tired, so I'm not thinking too well.
You're not sleeping well. Would you be having a guilty conscience then?
I do not understand your meaning, Mr. O'Reilly. Perhaps it is the English. It is such a curious language, not as clear as the Egyptian.
Well, you say the dagger is what brought you to this country. If I were in your position, I'd be tempted to steal it.
Yeah, he
Steal
wants to
what
steal
has
it back
already
for
been
his
stolen?
country.
The dagger of Amon Ra belongs to the Egyptian people, Mr. O'Reilly, not to Dr. Carter, not to this museum, and not to this country.
I'd be watching what you're saying, Dr. Smith. You're digging your hole deeper with every word.
Amon Ra will seek his own vengeance on those who have removed his dagger from Egypt. Amon Ra does not require my help.
You say you were sleeping when it was stolen. Were you alone?
That, sir, is none of your business.
Ah, that's where you're wrong, Dr. Smith. It is my business as long as you're a suspect in the burglary.
A suspect? Do you Americans have no shame? I'm here to gain the return of the dagger by legal means. Ask Dr. Carrington.
I have talked to Dr. Carrington, and I know he told you no dice.
The matter is not settled until the last camel drinks from the water of the oasis.
What's that? Some kind of Egyptian double talk?
Excuse me, sir, but I see a turkey leg on the buffet table that requires my attention.
A turkey leg. Nice. Did we get him in our thing yet? There he is! Now I can talk to him. Okay.
I am a representative of the Cairo Museum and the people of Egypt. My mission is to recover what rightfully belongs to us, not to Peepin Carter or this pathetic museum.
Did we get anything new? We got him now. We can talk to everybody about him. We can talk to people about the water glass.
I can get my own drinks, thank you.
Alright, tell me what you know about this dude.
Ah, yes. Mr. Smith is a well-respected Egyptologist. He truly loves the desiccated bodies of his ancestors, you know. I think he is a good man.
Do you think it's possible that he stole the dagger?
Possible? Most definitely. Probable? Most unlikely. If he had stolen the dagger, he would be on the first ship back to Egypt. Then again, perhaps he's too clever for that. Or he's lingering behind to wreak his bloody revenge.
Rhodey! Rhodey, I hope you have a great night. Thank you for hanging out. You have a good one too, okay? Love your face. Thanks for coming by. I'll see you next time. Oh, we didn't ask her
You're
about
not
the
friends
water
with that
glass.
swine, are you?
Well, no, I'm not actually.
Good. You do well to stay clear of that Egyptian pig. That bloated maggot ought to be horsewhipped and sent back to the dung-laden wasteland he came from.
Whoa!
I get the impression you
tell
don't
us how
like
you
him very
really
much.
feel.
You could say that, yes.
Where did you get that impression, Laura?
I'd rather not say. Do you always pry into people's personal affairs like this?
It's my job.
I do.
You're a professional busybody?
Yes.
I'm a reporter.
Same thing.
Okay. Tell us about this water glass.
It's a water glass. Just the thing if you require a drinking receptacle that holds liquids.
Okay. What do you think about this water glass?
Did you know that bacteria can survive on the rim of a glass for 3 days, my dear?
Why am I not surprised that you know that fact? Not at all. Alright, let's ask these people about Tut. Because we still have Tut to ask now.
Mr. Smith is a very intelligent fellow. We have become friends of late. I always enjoy the company of one of my countrymen.
What do you think about this water glass?
Sometimes I carry a water glass with me as well, Miss Bow. One had to be sure to drink enough water in the wilds of Egypt, and I never quite got out of the habit.
Alright.
My, what an intense gentleman he is. Why, he's practically obsessed with the dagger.
You ask your...
Alright, the question is who do I wanna... Oops, I wanted to ask her about the water glass.
Well, I've seen many glasses tonight, dear girl. It is a party, you know.
The question is, who do I want to eavesdrop on more? I gotta ask everybody that's available about him, though. About this dude. Where's Ziggy? Where'd Ziggy go?
There's an odd one. The man comes over from Egypt to get his precious dagger back. Then someone steals it. Quite a coincidence, if you ask me. And he doesn't have much of an alibi.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Do you always carry a water glass around, lassie?
Now
Were
I
you lost
do.
in a desert as a girl?
Well, in a different game, yes. Yvette, what can you tell me about this guy?
Dr. Smith. He is very concerned about the dagger. He has been trying to get it back from Dr. Carter ever since he arrived.
Do you think he could have stolen it?
Perhaps it is possible.
Laura the ventriloquist.
Then he could have stayed around so we would not be suspecting him, no? What are you doing with the water glass? Listening at the doors? Haha, just kidding.
Of course that's what I'm doing. Dr. Carrington, what do you think about Dr. Smith?
What a tiresome fellow. I take quite a narrow view of fanaticism.
Okay.
What a frightfully dull subject. Water glasses indeed.
Oh, Bishop Girl, cookies and cream is a good flavor. It is. It's that perfect blend of, like, vanilla and chocolate. I don't really, we were talking about it earlier, I'm not a huge fan of vanilla ice cream. But I like chocolate. I like a good mix, though. We're missing people. Who are we missing up? Is it just Ziggy? Because in the first scene, the one girl was here, the Countess was here, and then it was Ziggy, Pippin, Yvette, Ramses, and Archibald. And then on the far side was Detective O'Reilly, Dr. Miklos, and Dr. Smith. So I think we're just missing Ziggy to ask about that. Because we asked everybody else, right? I feel like we did. I feel like we asked everybody. Yeah, that's Pippin. Ziggy's the only guy missing. Are they dancing? They look like they're dancing. Alright, who can we overhear now? Can we overhear these guys? We can't overhear them. Okay. Can we overhear them?
If you want to know
can.
my theory about it, I think it was stolen by an Egyptian. No offense to your people, Mr. Nagier, but I think there is a secret sect of Egyptian sun worshippers who have sent an envoy here to steal the dagger.
Countess, I hardly think that likely. Secret sects like you're describing haven't existed in hundreds of years.
Oh, really? And what makes you such an authority on secret sects, Mr. Nagier?
Secret sex?
Well, I am only expressing my opinion, madam. I'm certainly not an
I know that's not what they're
expert on
saying,
the subject.
Quite
Secret
so.
sect.
I think my theory is as good as anyone's, darling.
Sect.
And I heard it from a reliable source.
Oh? Who was that?
Never mind. Let's just say my source has never been wrong before.
There's always a first time for everything, Countess. I still find your theory far-fetched.
Since you seem to be listening, Miss Bow, what do you think of my theory?
I didn't hear your theory.
I definitely think it's worth considering, Countess.
There, you see, Mr. Nagier.
Why did she just have a lisp?
Takes me seriously.
Of course, it is kind of far-fetched.
Huh! Well, I never. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Did I say something wrong? I'm sorry.
Ziggy. Ziggy! I gotta talk to you. I gotta talk to you. You were missing last time. Tell me what you think about this dude.
Tut Smith? That's gotta be an alias. Sounds like a pharaoh on the lamb.
Also, what do you think of this water glass? I mean, this is really important.
Jeez, don't ask me, lady. I ain't touched a drop of that stuff in years.
He hasn't touched a drop of water in years. Oh my god. Alright, let's see if we can eavesdrop on them.
So that's the deal, Countess?
I'd rather not talk about it right now.
Yeah, no kidding. DeWall's got ears around here. And so does certain nosy reporters, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Now, if you'll excuse me, I simply must speak to Dr. Carrington.
Sure thing, Toots.
Dr. Carrington. Dr. Carrington, where are they? Ooh, we've got, no, don't go that way. We've got Yvette and Ziggy. We could maybe eavesdrop on them. She's not with Dr. Carrington. What's going on over here? That's not Dr. Carrington. You liar. Liar. The two Egyptians. I'm really curious about them though. Let's listen to the Egyptians. They're probably just gonna be flirting. Oh, maybe we have to listen to them. Maybe we have no choice.
Well, ain't you the hoity-toity dame these days? I almost didn't recognize you with your clothes on.
Excusez-moi, am I
Oh
knowing
my.
you, sir?
There's so much
Ziggy's
oh my
my
in this
moniker.
stream.
You gonna pretend you doesn't know me?
You are making the joke with me, no? Perhaps you have confused me with someone else?
I ain't joking. You're a bit Delacroix. I'd know that body of yours anywheres.
I am sure I am not knowing what you mean, Monsieur Ziggy.
Oh, I get it. Yous is worried one of these hi-hats is gonna hear us, right? Oh,
Dude has no chill,
I'm
no.
clued in. We can talk later.
He doesn't. He's just out there.
Are you enjoying the culinary delights this evening, Miss Delacroix?
This food, it is adequate. I do not eat so much. This way I maintain my figure, no?
Ah, yes, and a lovely figure it is, Miss Delacroix.
Merci, Dr. Carrington. You are so kind.
I feel we've known each other long enough. Please call me Archibald.
As you wish, Archibald. I am yours to command, as always.
Damn.
Miss Bow, is there something I can do for you?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I was just admiring Miss Delacroix's dress.
Merci, Miss Bow. And your gown, it is a bit out of date, but charming nonetheless.
Thank you, I think.
I think.
Well, if you ladies will excuse me, I must mingle with the guests.
Whew. Whew. Did we get any new things yet? I doubt it. We didn't get any new people. No new places. Yep, there's nothing new. We just gotta keep walking
Well, look what the leprechaun's dragged in.
behind and
Hey, now what's what you
eavesdropping on
calls me,
people.
O'Reilly? I don't know what that leprechaun thing is, but I don't like the sound of it.
I'm sure you've been called worse things, smart guy.
Only by low-class type poisons, O'Reilly. By the way, ain't you afraid of being seen with me?
Cops talk to stoolies all the time, and I was wondering what you're doing here.
I'm a big patron of the arts. That's the kind of high-class guy I am.
You don't even know what the word patron means.
I does too.
Okay,
Does
what
not.
does patron mean?
Does not. Does too. Does not.
Hey, ain't that the countess I see over there? I needs to talk to her.
Wait, who's
This
that?
man looks like he's very low on moral
Oh, that's Ziggy again. Oh, it's the Egyptian dudes and Yvette.
One thing I am admiring about the Egyptian man is the way he is treating his woman, with the strong hand and the firm words.
Well, that is the proper way, as our culture teacheth us.
Which is not to say our culture is primitive by any means. Our civilization has evolved over thousands of years, so our methods are quite well thought out and practical.
And the Egyptian man, he is very skilled in the private matters as well, no?
Well, speaking for myself, I
This
feel
is
it is my
strange.
sacred duty to be knowledgeable in all matters that concern me.
I've certainly had no complaints about my skills, Mrs. Delacroix.
Ah, Miss Bow, I didn't see you standing there.
Ahem. Well, I hear another turkey leg calling my name at the buffet table. So if you'll excuse me.
He just...
The turkey
just all
leg, it
turkey
sounds
legs.
good to me also. I'll accompany you, Dr. Smith.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, all the ladies! All the ladies, let's hear what they have to say.
Countess, they tell me you were married to the last museum president, no?
Yes, darling, that's correct. Sterling Waldorf Carlton was such a charming man, and so wealthy. My heart is just an empty void without him.
Yes, Sterling was such a nice man. It's too bad that he's worm food now.
Ew!
Ew!
I prefer to think that Sterling is still with me in spirit.
Oh, I'm sure his body is crawling with maggots by now. But if his spirit is with you, let me know because I'd love to see it.
It is hard to lose a loved one, no? I understand you were only married this short time, Countess.
Yes, I had only 2 short but charming months of married life with Sterling before he died.
And how long had you known this man before you were married?
we met just one charming month before we decided to get married.
That's
it was
short.
Love at first sight.
That's short as
Where
hell.
did you meet him?
Oh, I had only been in this country a few weeks when I met Sterling on an offshore casino ship. It's quite legal to drink and gamble there.
Does she
you know,
murder her
and all
husbands?
the right people attend.
Is
Sterling
this
was
what's happening
so
here?
charming. He just swept me off my feet.
This Sterling, he must have had the large broom.
It's just a matter of speech, my dear.
Sterling was a wealthy man. You must have inherited a nice fortune, Countess.
The money doesn't matter, darling. Actually, there's an annoying problem with the estate right now. It seems Sterling was changing his will when he died to give me more money, perhaps. Anyway, I'm sure my attorney will take care of the problem.
Too bad you can't dig him up to finish his new will.
Yes, quite.
That's a little disturbing. Did that give us a new thing to talk about, though? No. No Sterling. Okay. Just making sure.
The archaeology, it is such a masculine profession. Breaking into the ancient tombs with your sledgehammer, thrusting your way into the treasure chambers, touching the gold artifacts.
Wow.
It is also stimulating, no?
Yes.
How
well,
did-
when you put it that way, I guess it is rather stimulating being the most important archaeologist of all time.
I can't
And it
believe
is such a burden to bear.
I played this as a
greatness,
kid.
no? With such pressure to perform, you must be perfect all the time.
I
Yes,
never
You have
never
a unique understanding
knew.
of my problems, Yvette.
Your problems, they are obvious, no?
Oh my god, this
Very
game.
kind of you to say that, but there are many who misinterpret my actions. They don't understand the pressure of having famous relatives in the same line of work, and having to compare oneself to them all the time.
But the Tutankhamun find, it is nothing when compared to your discovery, no?
Correct. I didn't realize you knew so much about archaeology.
I know many things, Dr. Carter.
So I've heard. Maybe we should discuss archaeology sometime.
I'd love to hear about the work you do, Dr. Carter. Perhaps later tonight?
Will you be working late tonight?
Oh, yes. I think everyone will be here tonight, no? There is much to be done to prepare for the opening of your exhibit tomorrow.
I was planning a break for tea around 3 a.m. if you'd like to join me.
3 a.m.
It sounds wonderful. Perhaps you would come by my office then?
I'd be delighted.
It is so gracious of you to take the time to speak with me.
Nonsense. Think nothing of it.
How will I ever repay you for this courtesy? I know how busy you are, Dr. Carter.
I'm sure we'll think of something. And call me Pippin.
Oh my god.
I told you to stop bothering me, you camel driver.
Dr. Carter, I will stop bothering you when the dagger is safely back in Cairo.
I don't know
Gosh.
if you've noticed, but the bloody dagger has been stolen from the bloody museum, you great twit.
I see no reason to exchange epithets with you, Dr. Carter. I am aware of the burglary. I am also aware that no evidence was left behind, and the dagger case was not harmed. In fact, I think you removed the dagger from the exhibit.
What?
Me? Me? And what bloody reason would I have to steal my own bloody dagger from my own bloody exhibit?
The dagger is not yours, Doctor. It belongs to the Egyptian people. As to why you stole it, I do not pretend to understand your twisted American thinking. Perhaps you wanted to keep the dagger for yourself, in your own private collection.
Perhaps I should ask why you're shifting the blame onto me, you insignificant peasant. It
I
would
love
be very
this.
clever of you to steal the dagger, then stay about to start rumors about someone else stealing it.
Only an archaeological thief would make such an accusation, Doctor. Now I'm sure that you stole it for yourself.
I did not.
Did too.
Yes,
Did not.
you did.
Did not. Did too. Did
Did
not.
not.
They're like children.
Did.
Did not.
Did.
Gentlemen, please.
Stop
Who asked
being
you?
children.
Mind your own business, you nosy reporter.
But
I have more important things to do.
Our discussion
Yvette?
is far from over, Dr. Carter.
That's what you think, you malodorous buffoon.
I'm guessing that's not a conversation we can eavesdrop. Okay. It's the stevedore! It's the stevedore!
are you having a nice evening, Mr. Dorian?
Well, it's much, much better with you nearby.
This dude! Alright, we gotta save it. We gotta. The stevedore! Alright, we gotta interview him. We got so many things to ask you.
I'm afraid I don't know the gentleman. I don't get out much.
Stevedore, we've got all of the questions to ask you now.
That particular gentleman is a little too full of himself for my liking. I suppose he has reason to be, though, being a famous archaeologist and all.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know anyone that important, Miss Bow. Oh, wait. I saw him on the docks. He came in on the Andrea Doria. He had the biggest, heaviest trunk I've ever seen. You know, it smelled kind of funny, too.
It was a dead body.
Oh, he's a decent fellow, I think, but sometimes I wonder if he drinks a little. Excuse me, are you having trouble with your throat, Miss Bow? Maybe you should drink a glass of water.
People don't know that he's a guy, I guess. I don't know.
I've never met the fellow. I do my own laundry, Miss Bow.
Oh, okay.
I've never had the pleasure of meeting your father, Miss Bow.
Oh, he wants to meet my dad. Isn't that sweet? He likes me.
Oh, that dime store hoodlum used to lurk around the docks all the time. I haven't seen him in a long while. He's a studious gentleman, isn't he? I wish he'd been there to help me when I was taking trigonometry.
He's got so many comments.
She's some really rich lady. I saw her on the docks one day. She met Mr. Carrington, as a matter of fact.
Oh. Yeah, I think we talked about that before.
Isn't she a charming lady?
What?
A little eccentric,
she isn't.
but I think that's colorful, don't you?
I think that's kind of weird. I think it's weird.
She's a lovely girl, Miss Bow, but she makes me just a little nervous.
Oh, really? You think she's lovely, do you?
Well, sure. A man would have to be blind not to see that, right?
I think she wears a wig. She looks cheap.
Her hair looks real to me.
Whoa, don't...
How come she makes you nervous?
Don't...
You're big enough
Obvious
to take
jealousy
care of
is obvious.
yourself.
Well, she's kind of pushy, if you know what I mean.
No, I'm afraid I don't. And I don't think she's your type.
Could we talk about something else?
Yes, let's.
I suppose so, since this topic seems to make you nervous.
Oh, he's an okay Joe, I guess. He sure takes his job seriously.
I seem to remember... I feel like I've done this before. when I was a kid, and I think he's like, why, that's me.
Why, that's me, Miss Bo. Steve
Yeah.
Dorian, Stevedorian student. Remember?
I don't understand why people don't just, tell me more about themselves when I ask
He's
that.
that hot-tempered Egyptian fellow who was shouting at Dr. Carter that day on the docks. He seems nice enough now. Maybe Dr. Carter just said something to set him off that day.
Do you read the paper?
That's a fine paper, Miss Bo. I try to buy a copy for my mother now and then, when I can. She loves to read the advice columns.
Hey, Citizen! Tell me more about Citizen. Yes, tell me more about yourself, Citizen. Tell me more. How are you? How are you?
I really admire the police. They put their lives on the line just to keep us safe. I do my own laundry.
We're gonna be switching to Twitch things pretty soon, I think.
Working at the docks
It's after
is just a
8:30.
temporary thing. I'm going to support my mother.
I'm
and
trying to
myself
finish
as
the
an
party
artist
is
someday.
really what I'm
As soon as
trying
I
to
graduate
do,
with my
because
art degree.
yeah. You're doing well. I got some stuff done today, probably won't have to do much tomorrow, and enjoyed a movie night last night. Nice, what movie did you see? It wasn't Endgame, was it? Because I haven't seen it yet. How are things with me? Things are good with me. I'm actually trying to decide if I want to change my stream around a little bit. So, I've been talking about it a little bit. No spoilers, Rising Fate. I haven't seen it. Okay, the ending was epic. Yeah, no spoilers. That's not a spoiler. I'm just saying no spoilers. I shall keep my mouth shut, except to say I enjoyed it. Yeah, we're trying to decide what we want to do with the stream because I'm thinking I might change my format a little bit. I've been thinking about becoming like a Twitch Sings streamer with variety games like thrown in occasionally. And I'm not sure if I want to do that yet because I do so love my retro streams, and I do like I might just toss some of my themes out the window is what I'm thinking, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. So that's how I'm doing so far. We've got a few more things to ask him about.
One of my favorite places in the whole world. I've never seen so many wonderful things in one place before.
Oh, okay.
Do you like living in New York, Mr. Dorian?
Music Monday,
suppose
singing
so.
Sunday.
But I've never lived anywhere else, so I don't have much to judge by.
Perhaps my new niche should be unpredictability. Merlin Chaos Temple.
I know some folks like to, but I never go to places
Nice.
like that, Miss Bo.
No, I'm thinking about just like focusing on the singing, honestly, because I really love Twitch
You carry a
things.
notebook, I carry a sketchbook sometimes. I used to anyway. The boys at the dock tease me about it.
I want to see your sketches,
I
Dorian.
suppose your magnifier
Stevedore?
helps you in your investigations, Miss Bo? You're the most remarkable woman I've ever met.
Aw, he really likes me.
Miss Bo, if you're thirsty, I'll go get you something to drink. You don't have to carry that glass around.
He's so sweet. Listen to this guy.
Has
I ship it.
1926 been a good year for you, Mr. Dorian?
Yes,
Singing
Miss
is
Bo,
fun.
It has. I'm enjoying my sophomore year of college very much.
I like Chaotic
You're
Room
attending
Temple.
college? What's your major?
Art. I hope
Right,
to be a
Dark World
famous painter
Rabbit?
someday.
Right?
That's wonderful, Mr. Dorian.
I approve
Oh,
of
it's no
this,
big
by the
deal.
way.
What do you make of the theft of the dagger, Mr. Dorian?
I think it's awful, Miss Bo. Just awful.
Just awful.
Who do you suppose could have done it?
I have no idea who could have perpetrated
You have a
such
duet?
terrible
You did a
thing.
duet with
I
me?
just hope they get what's coming to them, that's all.
So do I, Mr.
I can't wait to hear
Dorian.
it. We're gonna switch over soon. I'm gonna switch over soon because I want to hear it so bad now.
Do you know much about Egyptology, Mr. Dorian?
I'm afraid I don't. I wanted to take a class
for those of
in it
you who
this
don't
semester,
know,
but I couldn't quite manage it.
Dark World Rabbit has posted some amazing singing stuff. I think we're almost done with the party, honestly. We'll pick up with the party again next time I do a retro stream. I am done with this game for tonight. I've had too much talking, and it's getting... Bye! No, it's getting to be a little much. We're gonna switch to the singing right now, because I just can't wait. I just can't wait. We're gonna do it.